And we are live, and I forgot to turn on the console.
You're a fool.
That's fine. Nobody's ever going to be here right now to see this other than you two.
Anyway, to continue on my occasional theme of opening with discussions of what I've eaten, I ate like half of a large Domino's pizza for dinner. Possibly more.
Apparently Domino's is like the official sponsor of our fuck-ass campus. Because like every time the student government wants anything for food, it's always Domino's. Like I was doing my Supreme Court meetings and it was like 2:30 to 4, right? And I was like, hey bitch, you're gonna feed us? Because this is my lunchtime. And I was joking. They're like, no, we can find something. There was 5 of us in the room. The 4 justices and the mentor, and it was for deliberation, which we deliberated for about an hour. And they brought in 7 pizzas because that's like the standard order
Oh my god.
from Domino's for the student government. Like, I think he really messaged the Domino's manager and was like, hey, student government needs food. And they're like, oh, student government. Yeah, 7 pizzas, 1 of each flavor.
Administration.
There was chicken, there's pepperoni, there was cheese, veggie, cheese, like different cheese, 4 cheese, margarita, and supreme.
With a bit of yarn and blood of your own.
I love me a good margarita pizza.
You'll need a contract.
Makes me feel very ethnic. Love that. Okay.
We did this before. No! I saved it!
Oh no.
Wow. He did spend time on that, which makes it funnier.
Well, now I guess
Oh,
we're
well.
spending time on it again.
Alright. Well, luckily I have everything sort of... Damn it! I actually saved it. Okay, Alright, base skin color.
So
Here.
people need to stop
Pregnancy.
slamming their doors on my fucking hallway, because each time they do, my front door like shakes in a way that makes it sound like someone's trying to get in. And I'm in my unsightlies right now. I am not dressed for success in a robbery, let's say.
Mm-hmm.
By that I mean I am mostly naked in a bathrobe with a really large cup of iced coffee. Like, entirely too large a cup of iced coffee for 2 p.m. when I've been up since like 7. But whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You only live once, or in my case, twice.
Nah. Okay. Let's see. Viewer count, yes. This was 65. This was 52.
Oh, Widow's
This
Peak.
was
I think that's what that
62.
is.
Yes. I'm going to scream.
Do it, pussy. That's
Going
what I
with
thought.
that.
I yell like that. Damn.
No.
Be a man.
I didn't want to spend time doing this. I did this before stream.
You know what?
Bloodborne, why?
I know. If no one else has my back, Arizona Tea supports me. Like, I can
Okay.
never stock more than one of these in my house because I would go completely off the deep end if I had access to my little.
Hello.
Hope. Hope is my friend who really likes Bloodborne. I DM'd her like, hey, my friend's streaming Bloodborne, and her response was, was I?
Alright. Oh,
So
I
it's
cannot
not
remember what
just
the heck's-
gaslighting Cassander. I did see him make this character.
Yeah, this happened. Bloodborne just is Blood.
Yes.
Yes, you're so normal. You definitely
I
don't
too am
have.
normal about this game.
You don't have a PowerPoint about Lady Maria of the Astral Clock or anything. A
Yeah, no, I don't have a
with
PowerPoint about
four
Lady Maria.
entire lines.
Good lord.
Oh, 110 slides.
110 slides of Hope being an incorrigible lesbian.
Oh, I love that. And now the eye color. 76.
I've been there for that PowerPoint.
That's that's always a good.
Cassandra's bitch ass keeps having me, like, you mentioned a PowerPoint night once, and like every time I'm preparing for a ramble, I'm like, I wonder if I could turn this into a PowerPoint. Like I was thinking about Pokemon World War II and like who is the Axis powers, and I was like, wait a minute. I could just recreate World War II through Pokemon because there is enough there. There's enough there.
I need to continue working on my Xenoblade PowerPoint because I need to I need people to be aware of just how insane I am. Because I'm not normal about these games, however, you do not know the extent to which they own my life.
Mm-hmm.
Side note,
All right.
Axis powers are such a cunty name. Hatalia ate with that shit. Okay, I'm sorry.
Fucking
They
hell.
really,
Stop.
like, I don't know. I will say the World War II theory is dampened by the fact that the only European country, like, that's really established is France. Like, we have Spain now, but Spain really is just one town and then giant crater. So I don't know how to, like,
I do feel the
classify
need to
that.
point out that, as much as we
What is
pretend not to
Galler?
be,
I don't know
UK
what
is in
about
Europe.
Galler. Isn't it just a little island, though?
Yeah, Mask
What
is like
is
this
the
about
One
Pokemon.
second. Let me think about this. Where do you travel to in the Sword and Shield DLC? Is that a different country?
I'd imagine it's functioning like the Isle of Man,
Okay.
and
I'm
the
like,
Crown Tundra is just Scotland plus.
well, like the real world country, not the Pokemon. The Pokemon country, obviously. I'm talking the real world parallels. Because I know in the not Sword and Shield, the Scarlet Violet DLC, you go to
Best I can
America,
do.
of all fucking places.
Yeah, you go to a fucking offshore school in America, which is, I imagine, Elon Musk's wet dream.
There's also, I mean, there is Kitakami? Kitakami. I forget.
Kitakami, which
Kitakami.
I'm pretty
Kami.
sure is just like Johto again.
Yeah, Kitakami is just insert Asia somewhere.
Like,
The-
with
the-
all the Johto mons that came back in Kitakami, I'm pretty sure that's like, oh no, you take a short John off to the north of Johto or some shit, and you end up there.
Yeah, the Asian superpowers in Pokemon are it's blowing up a little bit because there's Kanjo, Sinjo, there's Hoenn off to the side, there's the Orange Islands, Orange/Sevi Islands, they're really the same thing, and now there's Kitakami somewhere.
And the Sin.
And there's what?
You mentioned Cinnamon Mind. Brain not working entirely. But yeah, I don't think it's surprising that for like 4 straight generations, the Japanese company made games set in knockoff Japan.
Yeah. No, I get it, but now that we're entering global politics, now that we're entering global politics, I would like to have a globe. We just need, I think we just need a Pokemon game set in Italy, and that would genuinely, I'm not kidding, complete the Axis powers.
We don't have
Because
German.
Kalos, we don't have Germany, but we do have Lysander, who, like, let's be honest.
Yeah, but like he's French about it. His
And
name
he's
is based
French
on the
about it, but
fleur de lis.
I get it, but like I feel like he serves the same role. You know,
That being said, I do want a German region.
I wouldn't mind a German region.
Just just so we can have an equivalent of like Northern Germany and Bavaria, and just watch as the real life politics seep into the Pokemon, and they start tearing each other up.
I would like you to know I'm watching the stream on my phone, and there's some crazy ass lag with my phone specifically because like you're still on the character creator.
Oh my god! Yeah, no, we're dealing with the everything right now. The horrors are happening.
Yeah, well, that's all the
This
abortions
is just
that
Tuesday
the woke
for
left
me.
had.
This is just Tuesday for me.
Gee,
I deal
I'm
with this
so
all the
happy
time.
to be a
This is-
democratic woman. I can't wait to have my 5th abortion of the day.
This is just the average day in London. Yeah, you know. As established, Yarnum is London, the Hunter's Nightmare is Birmingham.
Yeah. Anyway,
There is in
Pokemon-
fact a dead god trapping all of the people who wronged her in Birmingham. That is what is going on in Birmingham, and that's why.
Seek pale blood to transcend the hunt.
Hope, I would like to formally I will apologize once. I would like to formally apologize now for every weird ass Pokemon take you will hear for the duration of the stream. If you would like to not hear it, kill me, please. Continuing on.
So I love Mask. He is a strange human being. I say that
He
with
is
affection.
indeed.
He is a strange human being.
So Lysander, last name Fleur de Lis, is the leader of the Axis powers. Okay, he is Nazi Germany, and we kind of need to get that out of the way. Okay, he has his ideal race. It just happens to be formed out of redheads with zero fashion sense. For no reason. What? Side note. Zerosic? Like, Team Flare's obsession with beauty is fine. It's giving like traditional like evil Nazis that a lot of video games like to do. Like, oh, we're like so perfect. But like Zerosic looks so fucking crazy. I don't even know what he's supposed to be. Like, I genuinely, when I first saw him, I didn't think he was a human being. Like, I thought he was some weird ass android because I could not understand what I was looking at. But regardless, we know based off the Pokemon Masters War reenactment saga that it was
Must you died
basically-
the stream, folk?
Ah, yes, that reminds me. I forgot to do this.
I
I wish I had like an actual thing for this.
will say
a graphic.
as much I'm responding to Hope. As much as I'm about to absolutely insult this man for being, you know, traditional Nazi villain, he's deeply attractive to me. On the same coin, I've read a lot of Lysander Sycamorphic. He's very hot. He's very hot, and we're just gonna have to deal with that information. Just
Oh
as
no,
a
I believe
society.
when she says forgetting, she's talking about Zerosic, not Lysander.
Oh, Zerosic. It's good that you didn't remember him.
Like, everyone remembers what Lysander looks like. He's kind of unforgettable.
He's a lion man. That like I love an obvious theming sometimes when it comes to just
An abandoned
character
doll.
design. Like when you can get it when you first see it. And I just know. You know what? Never mind. I'm not going to say. We're on stream. I'm just thinking gay thoughts, and you can fill in the blanks. But moving on. He's like, yeah, his ideology isn't very subtle. He's like, oh, only the perfect people get to come to the promised land, and everyone who isn't perfect gets to get bombed and airstriked to death again and again.
I suppose the past tense would be S-struck.
Airstruck. You just airstroking it. I
Equally-
don't know. Whatever.
S-strike, like, no matter how you conjugate that into the past tense, sounds a little weird.
Mm-hmm.
Airstricken. Lumio City was airstricken. Very
Yes, I tend to prefer dexterity weapons in these games.
very academic
Much-
conversations going on already.
I like the Soul Cleaver a lot. I'm probably at some point I'm gonna try and do like when I actually get good at Bloodborne, otherwise known as Never. I'm gonna try and like do a dex run where I grab the Soul Spit and like work with that for
Ooh.
ages.
Okay, to be fair to Lysander though, Pokemon loves a good Nazi in terms of the villains, because that's also like there's elements of it in both Getsus and in Lusamine. For sure. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. So, like, there's definitely those two. It doesn't help that Lusamine, like, there's a little bit like maybe she's related to Lysander, so that certainly doesn't help matters.
The thing is with Lusamine is that, like, as she is in Sun and Moon, she is so deeply and violently unhinged that you can just put whatever you want in there and it will probably fit.
Indeed.
Yeah, with her is just the fact that like she is Aryan. She's an Aryan immigrant trying to gentrify all of Alola. Like she's giving like she is gonna create a coffee shop, and in like Howley City, and run everyone out of business and then raise her prices way up. Like that's what's gonna happen. And that's what she did with her island. She just brought an island into Alola and is gonna make it really cheap and take in all the little orphan Pokemon, and then drive all the other islands out of
Neurotoxin
business.
coffee shop.
And then drive all the other islands out of business, and then raise her prices up, and bring in little families to vacation on her island. As you do. Anyway,
Get your cup of poisoned coffee.
there's like I think there's a little bit in Galar, but the problem is Galar is British.
Rose is
So,
not
like,
a Nazi.
saying
Rose is
some
Margaret
of them-
Thatcher.
Like saying some of them are giving bigot is just like
I feel
Duh?
Rose is too well-meaning to be Margaret Thatcher.
I see. I am fundamentally stuck on the way he does everything. Just makes it seem like no, he just wants to be important forever.
Yes.
Like he can say he's well-meaning all he wants, but then why is he causing the apocalypse?
Fair. Yes, yes. All right.
Oh, you must be a hunter. And not one from around here either. I'm Gilbert.
oh
fellow
no.
outsider. You
Shout
must
out
have
to
come
I
from
heard Rose's
Yarnum
boss
has
theme in a video
special
once, and
way
I'd
of treating guests.
forgotten that it was Rose's,
Well,
and I
don't think
legitimately
could
was like, "What
stand if I
fucking
wanted
Soulsborne
to,
song is this?"
But I'm willing to help.
Yeah.
If there's anything
I love
that
this
can be
man.
Also, Lysander's Masters
done.
theme
This town is
is like giving Imperial March Corps.
Whatever
Just
your
want to
reasons
mention
might
that.
be, you should plan a swift
It's like
exit.
really intense for no fucking
Whatever
reason.
can be gained from this place, it will be more
Shout
harm.
out to Lysander's like Doc Ock superpowered form. Like that's another. I remember that's another like
Pale
part
blood,
of
you
like
say,
the Lusamine Lysander related conspiracy
Actively-
board. They
Actively-
both get tentacles.
but if it's blood
Actively,
you're
what the
interested in,
fuck was
you
going
should
on there?
try
Because
the
I don't
healing
remember why
charge.
he has that in his final fight.
The charge controls
I
Like,
think in
he's-
the anime
What?
it was expanded on.
and all
Let me
varieties
find that
of blood.
information.
But like, I'm pretty sure in the
Across
game he just
valley
walks
to
in
east
and
is
he's
known
wearing that.
as the town of the
Yeah.
healing church,
Yeah,
known as the
in the
Cathedral
game they
Ward.
definitely don't describe it. I'm trying to
Deep
find.
within Cathedral Ward is the
I remember it on the wiki.
Wait,
that there was a
I
little
got
I
Pokemon
love
Sword.
Sif.
I got Pokemon Sword specifically so I could catch Zacian and name it Sif. That was why I wanted Sword.
Yarnamites don't
Oh,
share much
by the
with
way, his
outsiders.
outfit is called, and I
No one
quote,
believes they
the
will
Lysander
fear the
machine.
place, but
Like the little tentacles or
Jesus
whatever.
Christ.
might be your chance.
Google if you don't.
I want to
Google,
say
I'm gonna
something
kill you.
about why I got Shield. I just wanted Appleton.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. I can turn
The legendary
pulse up
Pokemon's then
and
battled
something
and
down a
caught,
little bit.
seemingly disabling the weapon. Lysander returns wearing a cybernetic suit called the Lysander Machine that is intended to drain the legendary Pokemon's energy back into the ultimate weapon, and he declares that he will take the legendary Pokemon back and complete his plan. That is from the games. Let me see what other media says about it.
Also, there's the fact that like he he walks in the building and like he's just I'm gonna kill everyone in Pokemon Y.
He does kidnap and torture Clement, and Clement makes the Lysander machine. Which, love that for him.
In which continuity?
That's that's Adventures. Everything interesting is from Adventures.
Yeah, I was gonna say that feels like Adventures, but like I know the X and Y anime got wild, so I can't discount the possibility.
Okay, in the anime, the Lysander machine's functions are different. The bugs attached to the backpack are able to shoot lasers. The gauntlet is able to control the giant rock, which was the evil red Zygarde. Additionally, pieces of the suit are capable of flight and can carry Lysander into the air, and also gives him, the visor gives him heat-seeking vision, which was like, that was already included in base game.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Ash does get crucified in the anime.
At some point.
Ah, the Pokemon
Ash has
anime.
died a few different times. It's
The
kind of
anime
hard to
is
keep
like
track of.
usually normal, and then sometimes like the X and Y finale, it just goes completely off the rail.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if I search the word crucified on the Pokemon Wiki, what will come up? Okay, not the actual. Okay. I know there are at least 9 characters who have been crucified, which is the Unova gym leaders and then Ash.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, wouldn't it be more than 9 then? Because, well, actually, do the Striaton gym leaders show up for the thing in
They don't
Black Hole?
typically show up for the insurrection.
Yeah, like, are they there in Adventures? Because if so, that brings the number down to 8, because it's... Actually, no, Drayden would be there, so it'd be 8 total then, Ash.
I know Drayden gets crucified.
Of course you
I've
do.
seen him with his tits out.
Like, Alessa did die for our sins, and I feel like we need to acknowledge that, because that's a society that we're all here because of her. For me, it's Clay. For me, it's Clay's pose on the cross that completely sends me over the edge, because it doesn't look like he's attached to the cross. Like, it looks like he's just floating there a
survived.
little bit, which, like, maybe he is.
I'm not about to survive.
Anyway. None of that's important.
I've been over this in separate places. I'm not actually that big a fan of how blood vials are handled in this game. Like, the problem is the fact you have to grind for them.
Yes, it's a bit annoying. I don't mind, because it makes me feel powerful coming through this area specifically and slaughtering everybody with my threaded cane.
I
love
imagine
the
a lot
way
of my particular issues with it come from the fact that I like suck at this game, and so I spent a lot of the other game going, but I'm out of blood files now.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I'm a little bit excited to like to be clear, we don't know what the specifics
sorry,
of
but I don't want
Legend
anything to
CA
do with
setting
you.
is.
Trot
But if we
along,
get
will ya?
like a Silene-esque like Lysander ancestor or whatever, that's like kind of a good guy, but like still has the same ideology of complete omnicide sometimes. I don't know how I'll handle that information. I need one, like, the thing too is if it's like a female relative of Lysander, it needs to have female Pyro's hair. I need the slickest ponytail imaginable. I need an Ariana Grande level slick back ponytail. Please.
Congratulations, you've made the one Pokemon adult woman that I won't be in.
Like, I need her entire forehead to get torn back by like 2 inches from the sheer force of the ponytail. I need her entire face shape to like change. Blood flow should be cut off. And that should be the justification for her crimes. She just can't think straight.
What was the button to sacrifice HP
I
for
love
Quicksilver
Silene,
bullets?
by the way. I love the fact that she also, if I remember correctly, doesn't have eyebrows.
Don't think she does.
Like, Cyrus shaved them off to not show emotion. So I think Silene just doesn't have them. Which means to me, either A, Cyrus was lying about shaving them off and he just wasn't born with them, in which case I would also become a supervillain, or Cylene also separately decided to shave off her eyebrows for no known reason. Like, it is deeply insane. Like, the entire thing with Legends Arceus is just insane. In terms of storytelling, like, yeah, God kidnaps you and sends you back in time and fucking strands you there with an iPhone. Yeah, there's just a random train conductor also here.
Sends a 15-year-old to fight horrible monstrosities. For their life.
Geometry.
Like, yeah, you're helping the colonizers, and also if you don't help the colonizers, you will be left for dead and starve because you're not worthy of Jubilife's help if you can't justify your own existence. Yeah, you do get exiled, and you don't get an apology for that, you just have to deal with it. Like, oh my god. Out of everything, I think what's the funniest to me is that's the game where we got confirmation that, like, Agatha and Bertha are related.
Yeah.
Out of every bit of media they could have chosen, they were like, oh yeah, by the way, they like share an ancestor. Don't worry about it. It's like, okay, whatever.
The ancestor thing is, like, deeply strange, because it does mean there are just random NPCs who have no importance, who just, like, happen to look like important characters.
Yeah, like the hairdresser being Mars. It's like, okay.
The gardener guy who like tends the fields looks like Gardenia.
Yep. It's like, well, okay. Thanks for that. And
I hate the early game. I'm so nervous.
I do remember like Volkner's ancestor and Flint's ancestor, like there's ship art of them together strictly because their descendants definitely have something going on. And it's like, come on. I feel like you don't want that to happen.
A night and a hunt. Away with you. Now.
I'm listening to these people and it's just like, I feel like I would hear these exact things in these exact deliveries if I just walked down the street.
Right.
That's the great thing about things being like dubbed in England. I just hear English voices and I'm like, yeah, this is like I believe I've mentioned this. Everyone realized what the Xenoblade 3 trailer was way ahead of me, because I don't notice when people are voiced by English people, because that's what people sound like to me in my real life.
Yeah, I remember Xenoblade 3 trailer, and I was like, oh, there's only one British franchise. So unless this is Pokemon Sword and Shield 2, it has to be something Xenoblade.
But I don't think there's any crossover between Bloodborne and any of the Xenoblade games, but Alvis voices a character in Dark Souls 3, and Rani the Witch has the same voice actress as Mio. I just think those pieces of information are neat.
Yeah.
Like, you get to just hear Alvis Xenoblade 1 go, gives me conniptions.
I really feel sorry for anybody who might have motion sickness when I'm playing. I cannot...
Imagine controlling a camera with, like, any degree of sensibility. Couldn't be...
I am so twitchy right now.
God knows I can never stream Ace Combat for anyone, because that's already, like, a hellish game for motion sickness. And I am not necessarily great at camera control at the best of time.
Where did that guy come from?
Who knows?
Okay, you there. Get fire. Oh, I was slightly too far back.
Legends Arceus will always have my heart for two main reasons. A, the core conflict being a religious conflict where no one's correct. Hot. Undeniably attractive. And then likening Satan to a victim of colonization. Okay, girl, whatever. Damn!
Yeah.
Volo's fucking crazy. Like, before we get to him having possibly the craziest boss fight, there's also
Well,
just the fact that him in concept is so fucking compelling and really dark for
I
no
risk a
reason.
controversial statement here, and one that's like is a bit silly. But Volo is only difficult because of the 2 Giratina phases.
Yeah, you can kind of guess what his team's gonna be if you know Cynthia. I
Like,
think the only reason why he's hard is because he's like the only trainer battle. Like, really?
Yeah, he's the only person who has like actively put effort into maintaining a balanced and diverse team.
Yeah.
Even then, though, he barely has any effort levels. Like his Togekiss has effort level 1 in everything, which
Yeah.
is like 20 IVs, no EVs.
Yeah. But I do think
Did the
that's,
dog? Oh, the dog
from a
killed
game
itself
design
on the pile.
perspective, I get it because, like, it's 8 versus 6. So I would be
I'm
very
not like,
concerned.
I have done Volo a second time on level, Hope, and I lost the first time because of the Giratina phases. This is why I say this. I know the part of Volo that's difficult, and it's not Volo.
Like, I will never, however, get people who say, like, oh, Pokemon bosses aren't even that hard. And it's like, I mean, they're not breaking the game, but, like, they're not super easy either. For the, like, there's a good amount that aren't. Cynthia's easy if you bring a Gastrodon with Ice Beam. But,
Cynthia's easy if you are willing to like buy X items or have a setup mon, because as I've mentioned in the server I'm in with Hope, Cynthia does make the mistake of leading with the Pokemon on her team that is easiest to set up on. If you're not doing setup strats, it's not that like it's not that fatal of a flaw. But if you are willing to just sit there and roid your Pokemon up, oh no.
I don't reckon you're from round here.
This is
I
not
do
like a
also-
this is not
Well,
saying
dear.
Cynthia's not difficult. She is.
Stuck
It's just
outside
that's
on a
exploited.
night of the hunt.
I do also enjoy the fact that, like,
poor thing.
even forcing the player to use setup moves is kind of impressive.
Yeah, like I'm of the firm opinion, and it will never be like changed, that Garchomp is one of the most singular threatening things across like multiple separate Pokemon games.
I will say, by the way, Scarlet and Violet has a fairly consistent level of difficulty. Like, none of them, like, really kicked my ass, especially not, like, Gita. But, like, Sada kicked me into the fucking ground the first time. I just have to
managed
admit.
I managed
Flutter
to
Mane
beat
kicked
Turo first try, but Turo doesn't have Flutter Mane, so
Yeah. Like, Sada has Flutter Mane and, Salamence.
Roaring.
Yeah. Roaring Moon's a little bit easier, but Flutter Mane, like, came out swinging. I had to end up tanking her final Mon, which I believe is Roaring Moon, with my Garganacl and Salt Cure
Yeah,
and
like
Recover.
she and Turo always send out the Roaring Moon Iron Valiant. Which, shout out to Iron Valiant, gotta be one of my favorite genders.
Like, Sada kicked my ass.
Paradox Pokemon.
I remember specifically, well, 2 things. I remember Nemona's very, very first fight happened to kick my ass because she terastallizes her Pikachu clone into an electric type, so her, like, electric does extra damage. And I happen to have Quaxley.
I did not have such weaknesses. I started with Sprigatito, the best start. I actually, I did manage to sweep Nemona's entire final battle with my Meowscarada. Like, I was a little over-leveled, and I did have to, like, sit on her Lycanroc and set up a few Home Claws to make it actually work, but I did manage it.
I remember I remember a few different... First of all, Penny kind of kicked my ass, to be honest, mainly because most of my sweepers were physical attackers, and
My
Baby
main
Doll
problem with
Eyes
Penny is
kept counteracting.
The only thing that was frustrating with Penny for me is because, like, while my Pokemon were physicals, because they were all, like, hyper-optimized by that point, like, I'm pretty sure I'd done all, like, I'd gone and hyper-trained all my mons and shit, by that point. So it was literally just, I wanted to do a Dragon Dance sweep with my Gyarados and couldn't.
Yeah. I remember, the only thing I remember, I was trying to sweep with Quackball, Aqua Step, Close Combat, Acrobatics, something else, Ice Spinner. And I vividly remember one bit, which was I was going for Acrobatics on Leafeon, and Leafeon did Baby Doll Eyes, and then lived with like just a little bit of health to use Baby Doll Eyes again. And it's like, fuck off, Penny. Like, Penny almost never attacked me. Penny almost never attacked me, but I was really struggling, like, especially when they sent out Vaporeon. I had, like, nothing. Because Vaporeon's just naturally tanky. And even my, like, I remember I switched in my, Electric Bird. Like, it was nicknamed Ren, but, yeah, Kilowatch.
I love Kilowatch.
Which you would think, like, it was my only...
What did my Alexa activate when I said Kilowattrel? What the fuck?
But, like, I send my only effective type that didn't have any grass damage. I send my electric type. Special defense was too high, apparently, on Vaporeon. Vaporeon knocked it out, and I was like, damn! Like, I got it paralyzed, which was nice, but I was like, Penny!
I did a mono flying run, of Scarlet and Violet. Well, Violet, obviously. Specifically just so I had an excuse to use Kilowattrel and Corviknight on the same team. That run was great, by the way. But, like, Penny's team, it's the Baby Doll Eyes is so annoying. And every single one of my team is physical attackers.
Across the valley to the east of Yarnum, you'll find the Cathedral Ward. Deep within lies the old main cathedral, said to be the source of blood. I haven't heard of pale blood, but...
Clavel was a bit annoying, and I'm not gonna lie, Arvin kind of kicked my ass. Because I went to him right after I did the last Titan, and his team just sort of steadily climbs in levels, and is surprisingly diverse and competent.
Yeah.
Oh, there's something over there.
I vividly remember his Garganacl. I just couldn't hit the fucking thing, like, for anything worth a damn. Because my Quackball had already gone down to, I think, Scovillain? Or, like, one of them. I think Scovillain's Zen Headbutt surprised me and got a KO on Quackball. And then, I'd lost most of my effective damage to Garganacl, and then it just sat there and stone-edged until I died, and didn't take any damage from anything. Also, Toadscruel with Spore wasn't helpful.
I love Toadscruel because, like, its ability purely exists so there isn't a base 100 speed Pokemon with Spore. That's why it has my Mycelium Mud.
Can't wait for I'm just imagining Toadscruel slacking skill swap or something.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Then, because it doesn't matter if you can only attack every other turn, you can use Spore that other turn.
Yeah, it's like Sleep Clause is a thing for a reason.
I forgot.
Shout out to Sleep Clause.
I forgot that the League Club room lets you, like, they'll trade Pokemon to you, and Arvin will give you a baby Squovit.
I still haven't done enough in the League room to actually do that, because I've been busy with other stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the other side of the bridge.
Shout out to little dating simulators. Let me see what they all give you. League Ooh.
I say this as though I haven't played this game, but,
Yeah.
you know, it's nice to explain things.
It's nice to go, hey, that's a detail. I like detail.
Oh.
Okay, so let's see. You can rematch all the gym leaders, all the Elite Four, Clavel, all the teachers, Ida, your rivals. Rivals from Kitami, the American Elite Four, and Cyrano. Katie will give you a guaranteed female Combi, which is good. With
Speaking of details in level design, you can see, not really an ally, you can't see her, but you can see where she stands over there from here. The best semi-ally with the most annoying side quest to figure out.
let's see. Yeah, Katie will give you a guaranteed female Combi with a calm nature. Brassius will give you a male Sunflora. Iona will give you
Yes.
a Magnemite. Kofu will give you a Veluza, of course. A sassy Veluza, specifically. With pluck.
Shutting up indoors isn't always enough.
Okay.
Well, if you hunters got off your asses, you wouldn't be in this mess.
Larry will give you a Terra
You're
Flying to
obligated to help me,
Dunsparce
you hear?
with Air Slash.
So what'll it be?
I can't tell if I
you gonna
recognize
tell
her
me or
voice from somewhere else, or if I just recognize her
Yeah,
from
should have
this,
known.
and I'm getting
Yeah,
a sense
good
of
for
deja vu.
nothing. No respect for the elderly is what that is. Yeah. That lot of good you outsiders do. Go on. Admit it. You think we're all mad, don't you? Well, go and stop it. I know all your tricks.
Cuckoo.
But yeah, average conversation with an old Tory woman in England.
Let's see. Tulip will give you a Flittle. Rhyme will give you a Grievard. Grusha will give you a Citadel, which I love Citadel. A Citadel with sheer force as well. Rika will give you a Paldean Whooper. Poppy will give you a Tinka Tough.
I love Citadel.
Yeah, what's funny is that, like, they'll give you, like, sometimes it'll be, like, what's obviously kind of a newborn baby. Sometimes they'll give you, like, a partially raised Pokemon. Like, Grusha gives you a level 37 Citadel. And Rhyme gives you a level 10 Grievard. So it's not always just... Or, like, Brassius' Sunflora that he gives you is level 40. So I kind of like that.
Shout out to Harry Windows.
Yeah, Poppy will give you level 25. Clive will give you a level 24 Palmo. Josh will give a Gulpin. Rhyfort will give a Gimme Ghoul. A sassy Gimme Ghoul. With Terra Steel. So that's why it's valuable.
Interesting.
This is Terra Steel.
I'm gonna be so frank. Golden Ghost should not exist.
Yeah.
I hate its bullshit. Can we please ban it from OU already?
Alright. Well, this is the way to Cathedral Ward.
Time will give you a Terra Ground Rockruff. Salvatore will give you another Alolan Meowth. Dentra will give you a Terra Fire
I'm
Meditite.
sure Avernus is not walking slowly towards this area for no particular reason. I'm sure he just wants to, you know, take in the sights, and there's absolutely nothing that's going to happen.
He's just waiting for the
Absolutely nothing.
He's just waiting for the cathedral to load so the doors open. Like in
Yes,
Houses.
exactly.
Yeah.
Bloodborne 3 houses.
Hassel gives you level 45 Arctibax. Saguaro
I need to
gives
get
you
back to
a
that
Terra Fairy
concept.
Hatchet. Miriam gives you a Marini. Gita's fuck ass will give you a level 5 Limit. We're Terra Psychic, to be fair, I guess. Damn. Nimona gives you a level 50 Paldean Tauros. Like a base Paldean Tauros too, not like fire or water.
I really wanted to get to the, I really wanted the boss music to start playing.
Penny gives you a level 1 Terra Dark Eevee.
That's honestly really fun.
Crispin gives you a Magpie. Amarys gives you a level 40 Skarmory. Lacey gives you a Snubble, fitting with her mother, Alessa. And Drayton will give you a Terra Electric Duraludon.
For the electro shenanigans,
Carmine gives you a Terra Water Poltergeist. Huron gives you a Terra Dragon Applin. And Serrano gives you a Blitzer. I did not know that was his ace.
His ace is superior, actually.
Oh.
He just gives you
Oh, yeah, I
ace.
see. Okay, yeah, his team is the 3 starters, Zipstrike, Amanda, Bellscoff. Okay, cute. We love you, American Pandering.
Having extremely casual conversations while the bonus goes through the horrors in the background.
Oh, no. Avernus is asleep.
Cassander is going through the horrors in the background.
I'm starting to see why this is on the no-go list. I got close.
After, beating Larry 3 times, he'll give you a Pearl String. Which I think is a proposal, actually. It's a proposal to me. I say that. I find him deeply unattractive, but I find it very funny because he's become the sexy man, even though he is like the generic sexy man archetype of like a salary man who's given up.
Yes. That was, indeed. I think it's the only time I've ever actually managed to do that.
Tulip gives you a Starf Berry. Like a single Starf Berry.
Oh, fucking hell, not stop. This is why we don't like Tulip.
You will hand
Sorry.
it to Imble.
Sorry. I really do need to level up.
Very
Excuse
well,
me, my
let me
cat's
stand
scratching at the
close.
door. I need to go let her.
Now shut your eyes.
Bearer seek lest.
Rika will give you an ability patch. Poppy gives you a rare candy. Clive gives you his wig.
Did you speak with Gehrman? He was a hunter long, long ago,
Jacques will give
but
you a
now
pair
serves
of
only
glasses.
to advise them. He is obscure, unseen in the dreaming world.
Clavel will give you his
Still,
wig.
he stays here, in this dream. Such is his purpose. Farewell, good hunter.
This is funny.
May you find your worth in the waking world.
Miriam, if you beat Miriam 3 times, she'll give you the II Captain emote. That is her gift. Her like biggest gift. Gita will give you a pair of her gloves with the fuck-ass symbol on it. Ramona gives a focus sash.
Here he is, goodbye, Evan.
You must be the new hunter. Welcome to the hunter's dream. This will be your home for now. I am Gehrman, friend to you hunters. You're sure to be in a fine haze about now, but don't think too hard about all of this. Just go out and kill a few beasts.
Oh, my
It's
dumbass.
for your own
Serrano
good.
gives you a shiny Blitzel.
You know,
Whoopsie.
It's just what hunters do.
I was wondering what was
I
special
know,
about
Get
right?
used to it.
Uh,
This
possibly
was once a
he's
safe
like
haven for
started to
hunters.
forget it because he's been here for so
A
goddamn long.
workshop where hunters used blood to enhance their weapons and flesh. We don't have as many tools as we once did, but you're welcome to use whatever you find. Even the doll, should it please you.
Why does that line have to be there? Gavin was cool until that
This
line.
was once a safe haven for hunter workshop.
Okay.
Even the doll.
I wonder if he's included in that all-expense package deal. Should that be my takeaway from that conversation? No. Is it? Absolutely.
Oh my god.
I'm
If
somehow
he's
not
offering
surprised.
up the doll. The doll? Like, come on. What is exempt?
Jesus Christ.
Oh my god.
The doll line gets weirder, by the way.
Oh, I know about the doll. It showed up in some video essay, and then I watched a separate video essay about it, and I was like, oh, okay, great. Fantastic.
It's
Love
very
that.
interesting. I've seen defenses of Gehrman that try to add nuance to it, but it's such a visceral ick.
Yeah, look, my air quotes defense of Gammon is to just ignore that happens. Like, I would like to just appreciate the fact that he's pretty cool, and then ignore all of the things that really aren't. That being said, I did once joke in another server that it was actually just really improperly processed gender envy for Lady Maria. So that's an idea that's around now.
This does relate to a running gag in the EmblemCon server, which is that Leon's motivation for the war wasn't the earthquake, it was actually that he's a trans man and he only internalized the worst parts of being a man. So like Erica said, like, oh, men used to go to war, and Leon's like, you'll never guess the idea that I just had.
Fucking hell.
We should totally go to war. Like, the earthquake was just a psyop by the Grotto government to cover up the fact that
Cover up
Leon just...
transgender.
Yeah.
That was a Fire Emblem trans headcanons, because there are just like the Elias of the world, which is like, yeah, this is like about 10 seconds away from being textual information, and then there's the Ignazes, where it's just like, sure, why not?
Ignatz ultimately is just the fucking hair accessory. There's something fishy about that. I see you, Ignatz. Hilda sees you. That's what that is. Hilda was like, oh! You are one of those transgender individuals. Okay. Hilda does think this allows her to say homophobic slurs. It does not. She's just an ally. She's just an ally and there's a difference. Goodness. Yeah, I think it's funny because, like, Engage is the most transgender game, but, like, in a very casual way, where it's like, I mean, yeah, but, like, we have a war going on. We have a war going on, so, like, we have priorities. Three Houses, its transgender stuff is a bit more dramatic in terms of implication. Like, I firmly believe in transgender Felix. Do I think it makes all of the sense in the world? Maybe not. Maybe not all the time.
Perry window. Sometimes they make sense and sometimes they don't.
It's interesting because like a lot of Fire Emblem trans headcanons work easily because like there's no birth certificates, there's no documentation. You know, like Lanku could be a trans man because who's gonna figure it out if not? Like it has no implications on the plot. Other than like the weird implication of like Lanku hating women. Or just be like, oh god, Lanku
That just has not quite properly processed the dysphoria yet. That's what's going on.
Yeah. But Three Houses in this weird space where like Dedet does have their birth certificate on file. You know, they do have to petition for like a hey, so I'm like transing my gender instead of
Unfortunate.
like, okay.
There goes 5,000 blood echoes.
And then Rhea's like, what's a gender? You humans are so fucking crazy. And then they move on with their lives.
Rhea is about non-binary identities, and it's just like, wait, you guys don't have like 17 separate genders? What the fuck?
Oh yes, that reminds me, I forgot to update the count.
Rhea's like, actually, Nabateans were assigned gender based off whatever star was in the sky when we were born. So, like, I don't know what the fuck y'all are about. I love
It's just like people kept calling me a woman, so I figured I may just as well. Like,
Yeah.
sure,
Rhea's...
whatever. I'm still processing that my mother is dead. Please, like, okay. I'm not gonna make this any more complicated than it needs to be.
Rhea's that one non-binary meme, except it's like, I may be a woman, but my mom's dead, so I don't really care about that right now.
Yeah.
I know it makes very little sense in canon, but I'd love to think of Rhea as this cryptid who knows nothing about the world that she's lived in for hundreds of years. It's just...
I mean, like, with
what do you mean y'all know how to bathe? Like,
she keeps us isolated from humans. It's not, like, legitimately, like, the nuances of gender is probably something that she just has no fucking clue about.
Also, yes, I do think that's 3 deaths, so...
Yep, that is.
Yep. The count has now been updated. It's very important to me that the counter is in Comic Sans.
Yes. I chose it specifically because I think it is the funniest method of doing this information.
Dying is admittedly very silly. You know, Queen Elizabeth was a comedian when she died the way she did. She really was getting laughs.
I still live for people making memes of, like, interrupting songs right before the drop with the announcement of Queen Elizabeth's death.
Yeah.
Like, this
You're
is an
laughing.
unhinged sentence that I'm about to say. There is a Eurobeat cover of Come Out Ye Black and Tans that I listen to every so often that drops in the Buckingham Palace has announced the death of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth right at the end of the song. It's so fucking fun.
Now, where can I summon Gascoigne?
Like,
I
you're
know he's an
laughing.
option.
You're laughing. O.J. Simpson's being reincarnated as Trisha Paytas' baby, and you're laughing. His sister's gonna be Queen Elizabeth, and you're laughing. Right. Queen Elizabeth and O.J. in the same fucking crib. Love that for them.
Come to the door, Puppo.
Ooh.
Right. I love Gascoigne. He is not great as a summon.
Which, you know, would have been nice if that character was a boss fight.
He is great at drawing aggro.
I'm not ready to drive all the way home.
Exactly! Now, granted, I do need to actually buy more Molotov cocktails. I was a lot more liberal with them than I typically am.
I just typed something to see if they would add me back into the viewer count, because it's like, every time I switch to that tab, the number fluctuates, and it's like, please, I'm here, I promise.
Yes, it's
also
weird.
providing entertainment.
We're co-commentating instead of being chatmen.
Mean to you. It really is. Finding any reason to deny me viewership.
Truly, this is a tragedy for the artist who needs attention every day of his life, or he will die.
Exactly. I'm just a little birthday boy.
Let's see. I'm trying to think of, like, stuff that I can talk about that isn't... Like, because I want you guys to know, I have been holding myself back. That's the worst part of any given stream, is I am saying less than I would otherwise.
I can't blame you. In any given conversation, I'm shutting the hell up about Xenoblade.
I think
will
I am doing
find a
that
way.
naturally, not intentionally. Myself.
Like,
I like
goddamn,
to leave,
I will find a way to make this Bloodborne stream about Xenoblade Chronicles 3 for the Nintendo Switch.
There is also always...
Do they both have birthing symbolism?
I mean, so the way they treat the queens of Kevis and Agnes is very holy mother, and that everyone owes their life to them and blah blah blah.
I said birthing themes.
Yeah, but you can that sound that can be cut off.
Better watch out. There's also the issue of my memory leak, where it's like, I always assume if my first instinct is to say something, I've probably had that same instinct before. You probably already heard what I'm about to say, so I have to like go down to my third instinct, which is more likely to be an original thought. Not guaranteed, but it is more likely. Because right now, my first instinct, which I know to not be accurate, is to talk about Pokemon's anti-government messaging, which I'm certain I've discussed at length before. So I'm trying to move on to something else. There's something
Xenoblade 3 is set in a horrible death world, where death is the expectation and not the exception.
There was, one second. Let me make sure. I was listening to Brittany Broski's podcast because I love Brittany Broski more than I love drinking. So, it says a lot.
Also, I'm going to say this right here is why I love the cane more than the other two starter weapons. Just the range on it.
It is, very, very swift.
The Broski report, that's what it's called.
There we go.
Blade Runner. She saw the movie Blade Runner for the first time, and she was describing the plot of Blade Runner. And my brain, who has not played Xenoblade 3, said, "Oh my god, it's just like Xenoblade 3," because there's this whole, like, the replicants only live for 4 years, and it was like this whole like similar discussion of like limited lifespan. From what Let has told me, and I was like, "Oh my god, it's like Xenoblade 3," despite the fact that, of course, I haven't played it, and I may never.
Xenoblade 3 does take a lot of joy in the existential dread of these people live for 10 years, and it's like literally, once you hit 10 years old, you disappear into nothingness.
Which is exactly what happens in Blade Runner. It was like
This is a detail that like haunts the narrative a lot, because Neo happens to be being older than the rest of the cast, so the entire journey is made with the knowledge that if they don't do this fast enough, she's just going to die before they can finish it. Which was a detail I wasn't quite sure on, because they don't actually state that homecoming happens whether you want it to or not. Until there is a scene where you see someone who has reached the 10-year mark and just dissipates into thin air. Because it is until that point consistently treated as a ceremony. And frankly, the logistics feel kind of weird if it's like, once you hit exactly 10 years, you disappear into nothingness, because then, okay, you have to get everyone to the castle who's gonna hit homecoming, line them up, prepare them for the ceremony, and get it all done exactly on time. That's gotta be a logistical fucking nightmare.
Ah, here he is.
Do they fade into light on the stage?
Yes.
Okay, I was like, if not, they could just throw them in the dungeons for the extra days until they evaporate.
Yeah, no, like, a part of the homecoming ceremony is people watch them like disappear into light. There's other stuff about homecoming that is like details given are a little sketch. But like that's a whole other bag of worms. And it's one of those it's one of those things where, like, if you believe it's true, that you're trusting that a villain who explicitly doesn't like you has told you something and it's true at face value.
Yeah.
Which, given the kind of person that villain is, and the fact that it doesn't actually make sense if what he says is true, I do think he's just lying.
We love a little liar, man.
Oh, he's
And
such
I love a priest.
He's such a rancid little bitch. And you want to know what's the worst thing, Mask? His name is N.
Fantastic.
So, on the one hand, you have N Pokemon, who is lovely and autistic and amazing, and we love him. And you have N Xenoblade, who is an incel.
Nope, that was the wrong button.
Oh, God. Can I... Okay. I hate to bring up Earth here, but I have to. Mr. Greg Zaddy Greg, he has signed a bill into law banning acts of anti-Semitism on campus, which, like, great. Love that. Except, sounds like it includes protests for, not invading a certain country.
Oh.
Yeah.
As an act
the moment
of
you said Greg
anti-Semitism.
Abbott, the moment you said Greg Abbott and anti-Semitism, that's where I immediately assumed we were
Like,
going.
it's actually anti-Semitic to tell, you know, Jewish people that they shouldn't kill. You should let them do that. And it's like, okay, Greg. Okay. But the immigrants here are bad. Okay. Is it because... Whatever. He's just gonna take all legs across the board, Jeff. I'm sorry. But, moving on. Back to the, more hopeful setting of whatever the fuck this is.
London!
I can't hit me with Bloodborne is a switch on the grim dark side.
Yes, we're setting the horrors on fire.
The noises of the wall.
Yes, no, I hate them too.
There are worse noises in this game, believe it or not.
Doesn't have to hear any of them.
From the forces, baby. That thing won't shut up.
Side note, not side note, main note. Switching conversation topic to my other autism. Fire Moon Face. Having a discussion in Undercon server, and I pointed out the family stuff in Fates. Like, specifically, like, everyone knows that Forrest draws a lot of inspiration from his own doings, specifically in fashion and in, like, the stage work. Presumably, maybe learn magic from her, but, like, we don't really know. Because he could have learned magic from Leo. The past relationship between Leo and Forrest is a little bit murky, so who knows? Which made me think about Shiro, and made me realize that Hinoka probably taught.
He survived!
Shiro.
Barely! Look at him! Look at his health.
Yeah.
I'm sure he will just disappear there as a helpful friend and won't come back in any capacity at all. He's just a neat guy.
But, like, who else could have taught Shiro spearwork? We are ignoring the fact that NPCs exist because no, they don't. It's really Oboro, Fuga, or Hinoka, because Fuga can use all three weapon types. So anti-Hinoka. That is the vibe that I'm going with. Similarly, I think Sakura taught Kiragi how to shoot a bow, and I know you're thinking, like, why wouldn't Takumi do that? And I think he did, kind of.
No, we're not. We know Takumi.
Yeah, but
he sucks.
We're all aware of Takumi's relationship with his child and why he would not teach him much.
But the thing with that is I think they have different archery styles, which is, like, when Takumi fires an arrow, he's aiming to, like, punch through walls. He has a very heavy draw. He is hoping to pierce through entire buildings with his laser arrows. Kiragi, however, just wants to stab a deer. That's all he's there for. He's more agile, quick shot sort of vibe, which I think fits Sakura better as an archer, which leads me to believe that she taught, like, Kiragi came to her to ask to learn archery to impress his father. He then perfected it, and Takumi was like, well, this is why I didn't fucking teach you archery.
Separately, I think Mikoto in her appearances in Revelation should have shown up with a version of Scotty.
Yes.
Yeah. What I like about Takumi Sakura
Welcome
and
home,
Mikoto
good hunter.
from an archery perspective,
What is it
what
you
I
desire?
think Mikoto used
Very
the
well.
Fujiyumi during her time as
Let
queen.
the echoes
He
become your
taught
strength.
Takumi how to use the Fujiyumi, and so she
Let
had
me
a
stand
similar
close.
style of, like, a
Now
very
shut
heavy
your
draw
eyes.
that's, you know, supposed to just splatter guts across the battlefield. Sakura is trying to emulate what she thinks Mikoto was like, with the healing and, like, the more, like, softer arrows.
Farewell,
And it's an
may you
imperfect
find your worth in
recreation.
the waking.
Because Mikoto was not as saintly as she may seem. She kind of is. She is kind of perfect, but there are definitely, like, downsides to perfection, such as the plague. Shout out to the plague. All my homies love the plague as a plot device.
I will be right back. I need to use the restroom.
Fan. I used to love plagues, and then we, like, low-key got one, and I was like, man, they're not all they're cracked up to be. I love a good plague in fiction, but when it affects my real life, all of a sudden, not a fan. Sickness is so lame when you think about it. Like, why are you dying from little bugs inside you? Little germs? Crazy. But anyway. The neglect, the troubles, the plague. Similarly, like, Ryoma's recreating Sumeragi. Xander's recreating the Garen that he used to know that isn't around anymore. Camilla is emulating the Garen that is currently present. She's the only axe user out of any of the royals. Although, like, technically Ryoma with Ryoma's club, whatever. Like, Xander can go out of his way to learn how to use an axe, but Camilla can at base. Leoma's trying to be like Camilla, and Elise is trying to be... I mean, not Ryoma. Leo's trying to be like Camilla, Elise is trying to be like Leo, Forrest is trying to be like Elise, who's trying to be like Leo, who's trying to be like Camilla. So, there's that.
Like, only Forrest is succeeding.
Yeah. Forrest is, like, so close to Elise, I almost think, like, the original plan was to have the girls be the mom, be the, like, core parent again. Like, in Awakening. Like, every now and then it's like, maybe, like, Midori is Felicia, and, you know, Forrest is Elise, and yada yada. Like, some of them don't quite work, like, Siegeworth can't be anyone but Xander. But I could see Shiro being Hanoka instead. But then the story about, like, being the crown prince wouldn't really work. I mean, I guess it. I mean, if Ryoma didn't have kids, then yeah, it would. But anyway, maybe. Maybe I don't know how succession works. No, go to Hanoka first. He would be the first of, like, the subsequent generation, but the entire previous generation would have to die off, I suppose. Or like some of the children are undeniably their fathers, but some of them I can switch around a little bit. Like Dwyer doesn't really fit with anyone other than, like, Setsuna. But he does work better with Jacob because it's just so completely unhinged.
All right. 3 deaths before killing the cleric beast. That's actually pretty good on my end.
Yeah.
My Rajat has hit +8 in heroes. Girl, go home. Please, I've never summoned for her on purpose. I need to state that.
In terms of heroes, I do need to build an AoE mage, just because increasingly it's becoming obvious that I need one.
My AoE mage is very liquid with Hexblade.
Like, honestly, I'm thinking of just, like, I have an Ophelia, I might just build her.
That's fair. She was, like, one of the, if not the biggest AoE mage. Like, before Lilina came in and stole her thunder, I think she was, like, the biggest.
Also, once again, I'm building a class A unit because I looked at Nagi and I was like, look, I want to build a pretty dragon woman. So I'm planning on what, if I can pull young Hector from the banner running right now, I'm going to cannibalize that. Like, he's in the Divine Codes for this year, so I'm just going to grab him and slap Vengeful Fighter 4 into DR Far Saber.
Yeah. You could also aim for
frankly,
Brave Koran for counter roar.
Yeah, but like, I like Brave Koran, and if I got her, I would want to just put more Koran in my car. Also, counter roar is B slot, right? And I don't think it has anything that negate nullifies enemy follow-ups, and Nagi kind of needs something that negates enemy follow-up attacks.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because she is slow and she doesn't have anything like that built into her weapon.
There we go, finally.
Shit, I forgot how tanky Kvasir was. Please. Okay.
Every time I see a Kvasir, I put my legendary Sigurd in rage and watch him enemy face up.
Yeah, I'm doing specifically
she's a mate.
doing the theme challenge with you can only use Awakening.
Yeah, I'm not bothering with that. Like, I definitely have enough Awakening units to do it. I've been using Brave Crom since he came out.
Yeah, Brave Robin is my girl. I love him.
I have, Rearmed Grima, actually. Like, I have options for Awakening, I just don't want.
To the sewers we go.
My problem a little bit is that, like, here's a list of all my best Awakening units. See if you can spot the issue, okay? Fallen Crom, Valentine's Crom, Brave Robin, Aversa. They are all red.
Wait, actually.
Yeah.
Let's very quickly go talk to Gilbert. I think he has different dialogue now.
I'm just thinking Gilbert firing 3 houses and then the cooler Gilbert.
Yeah.
The Gilbert who is worth existing. This man could be Annette's father.
Bro, Annette would be better off with a pet rock as a dad.
Annette would have been better off with
Yes,
a single
I see.
mother.
But the Great Bridge is the only way to the Cathedral Ward.
At least then she's not
And during
hung
the
up
hunt,
over
the
the,
bridge
like,
is
you know,
closed.
she did actually know the dad who abandoned her.
You could try the aqueduct. There's a rather, how shall I put it, colourful area south of the Great Bridge.
Oh goodness.
From there, an aqueduct leads to the Cathedral Ward. Not a place you'd normally want to visit, but I don't imagine you have much of a choice, do you?
I need to build up the courage to
Not much.
watch Aerith's song from Rebirth.
Mm-hmm.
I forget what it's called now. Her little opera.
I have no idea.
Not even opera. It just looks generic.
I mean, I'm going to be fair, Mask. I imagine you are internally always going to be comparing it to Lost in the Waves. You know. Like,
Yeah.
you can't beat Azura eating it up on stage. That's never happening.
Well, it also, since it's, like, I expect much lower quality from Final Fantasy compared to nearly every other game franchise. Because as long as you don't hate black people and women for Final Fantasy, you're doing great. You're doing great, sweetie. Because I do associate Final Fantasy with, like, the worst people I know. So if you're not the worst game ever, you win something in my book. And that does extend out to other aspects of the game, you know? Where it's like, as long as you're not unplayable, as long as you, like, kind of work sometimes, I do not have those same, like, low expectations for, like, Fire Emblem, or Xenoblade, or Persona, or blah 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 blah, because, like, I have my own set of expectations for those games. Like, I expect Persona games to have an abuse. I expect Persona games to, like, have a cop character. It's just part of it. You just have to deal with it. I expect the 2 most feminine men ever to be gay for each other and for that to somehow be revelatory. Final Fantasy, I just don't want to get pissed off. That's all that I want to happen. And doesn't happen all the time. Final Fantasy 6 did that very well. 10, thin ice. Thin ice. 14... 14's... 14 has already gone so far off the deep end in terms of just bad story writing that now I'm sort of, like, hate watching a little bit. Where it's
Okay,
like,
I will say
what crazy
Indifix
thing
Aura-
are they gonna say
like-
next?
It does get better.
I'm sure it does, but the fact that it started this way. the fact that one of the opening missions is like, oh, go kill the slaves, and it's like, thank you, Final Fantasy 14. Love that. Whatever. Okay. And so I'm assuming it will, but the fact that like it went there at all is just completely insane to me. You know. And 7.
The unfortunate thing is, it's been so long since I played early Realm Reborn, and I didn't start in the same place as you. So I can't actually even remember what quest it is to provide further context.
Yeah. 1 second. Let me... I'm just gonna look up the name of Aerith's song. Note that there's theme. No promises to keep. Right? Okay, let's see. Aerith also I kind of struggled to keep up with a little bit because I really did like her, and then I heard about Zach Fair, the world's most special guy, who she was in love with before the game started. And it's like, all of a sudden my interest like plummeted in terms of interest. Just completely fell off the cliff. I do wish sometimes that Final Fantasy VII, like, played it straight. Like, with Awakening, it's like, we are just here for Chrom and Robin kissing. That's the main reason, and everything else is, like, incidental. And I think
so much.
Like, I think if Final Fantasy VII was like, we are just here for Cloud and Sephiroth. And Aerith gets to exist sometimes. We're giving her that benefit. But really, we could probably erase that in our hearts, and the story would still work. And that's the energy I need. From Final Fantasy VII Remake, especially, it's like, we know what you're doing. We know what you're doing with the whole, like, such a good puppy bullshit. Okay? Just, like, own it. Just own it, please. Be confident in your faggotry. I'm begging.
Vasco, I would remind you that we are on...
Whatever. Yeah, I forgot. But that is what I need. That's the energy I want. Give Cloud and Sephiroth a time-traveling daughter from the future. I think that... maybe...
I feel important. Daughter, air quote.
Yeah.
Give her, like, a year when she's not having to worry about the horrors of war, and I don't think she's remaining a woman for long.
Yeah. I thought you were talking about, like, the birthing process, and I'm like, Grima is a test tube baby. Like, Grima would know what to do.
No, I'm talking as in, like, the gender is debased.
Yeah.
Separately, at this point, I'm fully on board with Grima's actually trans idea. Like, it's mostly a shitpost, but I'm not stopping it.
Grima could be trans. It ultimately doesn't matter, because Grima is a fuck ton of cockroaches in the form of a dragon.
Yeah, Grima is a giant, horrendous demon dragon, but Phonius did assign him male at birth. Which I will forgive her all of her atrocities, she just needed to work through the gender dysphoria.
Absolutely.
Once again, said it a million times, I'll continue to say it, the fact that the main difference between the good and the bad timeline is Robin's homosexuality, like status of homosexuality, is deeply amusing to me. Like, I get the amnesia is really the difference, like, I understand that. However, aesthetically speaking, it is the fact of whether or not Robin's a man, and whether or not Chrom is in a gay marriage, or a straight marriage. Whether or not the support chain is I walked in on a woman in the bathhouse or, Crom.
Whatever's going on with Crom and Robin.
Robin's like, you shouldn't stop trusting everyone, and if you see a beggar on the side of the road, you should, totally kill them. And Crom's like, what if I killed you? And Robin's like, well, I can't tell this man that I don't value my own life, so I will simply lie. I think. And then he did, and we love that for him.
Have I died since the last time I died?
I don't think.
No, I don't think so.
Equally,
Okay.
I understand what you meant by that. However, have I died since the last time I died? It's an extremely funny way to phrase that.
I did it.
Because, by definition, no, you haven't. Otherwise, it wouldn't be the last time you died.
I suppose I should always rephrase it as, have I died since the last time I
Updated the
counter?
updated the death. Like, I understood the
Yeah,
point you were
stupid
getting at.
dummy
That's what my brain processed it as. However, I did then immediately realize the inherent comedy in the phrasing, have I died since I last died?
Yeah. No, I understood the craziness of it, and my brain lagged. However, I was in a different part of the house, so I couldn't scream.
Understandable. Yes, good. We can update the overlay.
We can become John Bloodborne.
More Final Fantasy
With
talk.
the hunter garb.
14. Another thing with 14 that's getting to me is the mind control. Just casually. Just there. Like, I think it's the scale sometimes that really just, fucks with my mind. Just yeah, dozens of citizens got sacrificed to the fire god. Don't worry about it. They're fine. They were just immigrants. Who cares? Come on.
Explicitly not fine. Yeah, tempering sure is a thing. And were any of the primals, any of the current the primals I've seen hot women, I would perhaps be raising eyebrows more.
Shiva is in the game, but not seen by Let yet.
Okay. I know Shiva, Shiva in my mind is her designs from Dissidia, where she's a pop superstar.
My brain has this fascinating duality with Shiva, where I am both a Final Fantasy fan and a Shin Megami Tensei fan. So I have two very different Shivas in my mind at all times.
Let me find her design. Have you seen Dissidia Shiva?
I have not.
I'll put
sometimes when I think Shiva, I think Final Fantasy Hot Ice Woman, and sometimes I think SMT, Forum God of Destruction, constantly spinning discs, super boss of SMT5 with a banging boss thing. Is Battle Destruction the best theme in that game? No. Frankly, I think Battle Dancing Crazy Murder, which is a normal boss theme, is better. However, it is really good. Ooh, I am living for that.
Yeah. He's so fucking cunty, and for no reason. I hate her. Oh, I never finished my statement. So I expect a lot less from Final Fantasy. Just as a franchise. I'm as long as you're not saying horrible, bigoted statements, good for you. I also don't expect much musically. Just in general. I think that's genuinely because of Pokemon and the standard it sets for music. And if your game can get even close to any game, it's a good game.
Xenoblade, to be honest.
Xenoblade, I measured it as a good game because Gar Plains caught up in my mind to Driftvale City in terms of quality. I was driving
so
in both. And if you catch up to fucking Driftvale City, you're good. You're fine. And
Gar Plains is such a good the world has opened now theme. And also, I'm not gonna lie, I still haven't heard like a standard battle theme in any video game that is better to me than Mechanical Rhythm. I still haven't. It's been 10 years.
Yeah. I will say, in terms of like epic battle themes, to me it'll always be Alight from Fire Emblem Fates. Like, especially Warriors, it is beating your eardrums in the best way possible. It's loud, it's bombastic, it is screaming, but has like a rhythm to it. I fucking love it. I'm beyond obsessed.
When it comes to Final Fantasy 14 music, there is a point where they do just start doing whatever the fuck they want with the boss theme.
And
okay, I'm listening to Mechanical Rhythm again.
There was the item that we can use to actually access level ups before seeing the boss for the first time.
Okay. Now, I listened to the first 3 seconds, like, oh yeah.
The Mechanical Rhythm was precision designed in a lab to appeal to me specifically.
Mechanical Rhythm's one of those things where, like, it's a good battle theme. But for this, I feel like there's a mismatch between the intensity of the music and the intensity of what I'm actually doing.
Trying to fool me to open this door.
Not that I mind that very much, but it's very funny.
The YouTuber who got me into Xenoblade, who has since done things, let's not discuss that on stream. But
yes, let's not.
At various points has had several Xenoblade takes I disagree with. The first one I disagreed with was Mechanical Rhythm takes too long to get going.
It takes like 5 seconds.
Yeah, that was my exact thought, was like, the song starts at 60 miles per hour. What are you talking about?
I will say, so like Final Fantasy specifically has to deal a lot with like worrying about repetition in battle themes. Because I mean, most games with random encounters do, but like I've never had that issue with Pokemon Wild battle themes. I think it's because they're so standard that.
Oh, okay.
Oh, thank you.
I very
doing
rarely.
this.
Mum wears a red jeweled brooch. It's so big and beautiful. You won't miss it. Oh, I mustn't forget. If you find my mum, give her this music box.
Congratulations, this kid is now dead.
Songs. And when Daddy forgets us, we play it for him so he remembers. Mum's so silly running off without it. My mum wears a red jeweled brooch.
Not yet,
so big and
but her
beautiful.
fate is sealed.
It. Oh, and if you find
By
her,
interacting with her, we have sealed her fate.
Because you take the music box?
No,
And
we
then her
encourage
father
her.
will forget her and kill her, or?
No, we solved the father problem. The problem is she eventually ends up motivated to go out on her own, and that kills her. The only way to guarantee she stays locked up in that fucking house is to never talk to her. The problem is the tiny music box is very useful.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if she wanted to live, she just wouldn't have died. I think it's really her fault. When you think about it, like when you critically think, like she should have just dodge rolled.
Quick step in this game.
She's like 8. She has like 2 steps.
She's a smaller target then. The excuses are running dry.
She does not leave.
I mean, theoretically, it's in the Schrodinger's position of until you check on her, you don't know if she's technically left or not. If you checked on her, you know she. If you check on her, you know she has, because she does when you check on her. But there is theoretically she could be motivated to leave on her own otherwise. Either way, though, like progressing her quest line kills her, and that's just the kind of game Bloodborne is.
Yeah.
Anyway, what I was saying was that Final Fantasy VI is, so far, favorite Final Fantasy, like, generic battle music, because it's like, to be clear, still on the SNES, music ability limited. but kind of like,
That game works
Jazzy.
fucking magic with that sound.
yeah. Like they got
Fan
vocals in there.
fiction.
Yeah,
I am intrigued.
Hope's name is indicative of perhaps certain theme. Also,
Please just get
she's
up at the top of the chat ladder.
off the top of my head, she's planning on time looping Lady Maria and shunting her to be the protagonist. Because again, 110 slide PowerPoint.
Anyway, so in terms of battle themes, Pokemon does set the standard in terms of just a mixture of like epic vibe and like storytelling. I'm not saying final boss themes necessarily, although we all know Cynthia's piano for a
I
reason.
forgot that those ones can climb the ladders.
In terms of final boss themes, you can probably guess the game that happens to have my favorite.
I was desperately trying to remember what Xander's sounds like. It's like, I know there was something and I liked it, but I forget what it was. But also, like, I don't
The
listen
second
to
that
much.
guitar kicks in, I am just a vessel for the music.
Is it You Will Know Our Names? Is that the one that plays then? Or is that...
No, it's like Zanza has his own.
Then, okay, I thought he had his own unique one. But I couldn't quite remember what it was.
He has one, and then there's Godslaying Sword as well, which shows up after it's more traditionally final bossy, and then it's just like pure orchestra sing.
And specifically, I say Pokemon sets the standard in the manner of you need to reach this point to be considered a good boss fight. If you exceed it, good. But if you don't hit that, what's the point? Most games do. So I'm setting like a fairly reasonable standard. I will come out of the box and say that Sephiroth's theme is so deeply lame to me. I know it's iconic, I just can't get behind it. And it doesn't.
I'm going to be honest. One person I know pointed out that one of the main parts of it that's distinct, where you can hear the singing, sounds like "Come and Eat at Benihana's," and it took all of the gravitas out of the theme for me.
Well, also like the Estons Interis Hementi, like a lot of it is from. I forget which song it is, but like those aren't lyrics that were made up for One Winged Angel.
Yes.
The only unique part is the Sephiroth, and then in the Advent Children one they have the me Philly Veni 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 me Philly, and like they have actual different lyrics for that one that are specifically designed to be for Sephiroth. And it always slightly weirds me out when I hear that version because I'm expecting the Estons Interisi to have Hementi Sephiroth, all that good stuff. The Veni, in that instance, the Veni Venias ne memori facias, Veni Venias ne memori facias, because it's the vocals are very different in content, not in style, in the Advent Children version, which is just better than the original. Like this, it's not a debate.
Right. Well, you would expect it to be better than the original anyway. So.
For one, it has electric guitar, and I'm easily swayed.
Yeah. I think that's the thing with Sephiroth's theme that gets me is the opening, where it's like, I'm just thinking of, I think it's Psycho, where it's like, anything that references, now, like, even if not intentionally, if it brings to mind a different form of media, I'm taken out of the experience, and I automatically don't like the bit of media as much. When Yuna and Tidus did the My Heart Will Go On moment, and I heard Celine Dion in my
Understood, Tara.
was not here for it.
So, Hope, real quick. Have you posted any fanfiction anywhere?
Hope has posted a lot of fanfiction, so that's how I know her.
Ah, right.
I am in her server because I read her Pokemon fanfic. I don't think she's posted... She's welcome to correct me on this, but I don't think she's posted anything Bloodborne yet.
Alright. I'm intrigued. I've not...
I can
Despite
send you
the fact that I
IO
really... Please do. That's ultimately what I was trying to get at. but
Let me
I'm not
see if-
very good at directly asking for things.
Let me see if the timeline works out. Final Fantasy X. Like, is that a reference?
The
or is that
timeline
just
for
a
what?
Weird coincidence? Almost. I googled the
My
Titanic release date, and
most
it told
recent
me like the
DM
actual
I
ship
have-
Titanic.
Oh,
Oh goodness.
a hunter, are you?
Timeline does work
And an
out for them
outsider.
to have Unititus's thing be
What
a
a
reference
mess
to the
you've been
Titanic. Like,
caught
it
up
feels
in.
like it must be.
And tonight of all nights,
Too close. Anyway,
here
like Sephiroth's
to
theme is
welcome the new hunter.
lame. I'm sorry. I can't get behind
I
it.
like it
Prepare
a lot.
yourself for the worst.
I simply
There are no
it
humans
almost
left.
feels.
Come on,
How do I put it?
They're all
It almost feels like it's trying too
flesh-hungry
hard, which is
beasts
weird because
now.
I'm comparing it to like we were just talking about Xenoblade,
Still
where there are
lingering
like
about.
5 drummers at once. It feels
What's
like
wrong?
how much noise can be
hunter
blast
unnerved
into your
by a
ears
few
at any given
beasts.
time. But Sephiroth does feel like he's
No
really
matter.
pushing me to my
Without
fucking
fear
limit
in
a
our
little bit.
hearts, we're little different from the beasts
Seymour,
themselves.
his battle theme is very good, and it's the only Final Fantasy theme
What
I've
are
ever
you
gone
still
back to
doing
listen
here?
to other than Dancing Mad.
Enough trembling in
However,
your boots.
it's not Seymour.
A hunter
Hunter
must
That's the only-
hunt.
It's the only critique I
I'm
have.
legally
What are
obligated to
you
say the
still
line.
doing here? Enough trembling in
And,
your boots. A hunter must
Trying to think of
hunt.
other ones, other forms of media.
I love her accent. I love Eileen. She's so good.
Ah, nice Coaster Ranger.
Come on, Eileen.
What am I replacing this with?
Most Persona final bosses will match up.
Yelled about this so fucking good.
How about this? Like, yeah.
1 second.
Again,
I will
I'm going to say the one fun fact I always bring up. Yaldabaoth's name is spelled differently on the soundtrack, and I don't know why.
Yeah. I will say sometimes, like, not Pokemon, Persona and like the vocal battle theme, like battle themes with vocals, I've always hopped back and forth on whether or not I like it.
For some reason, the vocal themes in Persona don't hit as hard to me as they do anywhere else. I think it's just because I expect it, because they're effectively just normal pop songs at a certain point.
Yeah.
The ones that have vocals, like that. This is not like Sonic Frontiers or Metal Gear Rising, where these are very clearly boss themes that have lyrics.
Yeah. It's fun. Like, don't get me wrong. I love Persona, and I love nearly every song it's come out with, even if Persona 5 can sort of blend together at a certain
I'm not
point.
gonna lie, I don't like much of Persona 5's, but that's because I don't like jazz, and in particular the style of jazz it goes. It took them overhauling Last Surprise completely and filling it with sick-ass electric guitar for me to like it, but then I did like it. Scramble's version of Last Surprise is really good.
Yeah, I really like. I mean, I believe that was really good. It just that was the only theme in Persona 5 that made me like stop and think about it, and that is not counting the credits, because the credits did actually tear out my kidney just
back.
a little bit. So let's see. It was not Kimi no Kyoku. The Persona 3 credits theme, that is like
I believe that is Kimi no Kyoku. Memories of...
Yeah, Memories of... Now, I was about to say Kimi no Kyoku for Persona 5, and I'm like, no, that's not the Persona 5 theme.
Yeah, that's Persona...
Persona 3, that is probably the hardest ending to any game I've ever experienced, and that's including my wife dying and finding defaced. So... like, that... I cannot emphasize how much of a fucking gut punch it was to see my wife evaporate before my eyes. I was like, damn, this is supposed to be the happy route? Like,
secretly it's not.
And it's like, shit. Like, it's supposed to be the least complicated route, the easiest route to get through, with the most morally pure people doing the most morally pure thing. Like, it's supposed to be the nice one. And then Azura's just like, no, actually. Bye.
Actually, I need to die.
I need to incentivize you to pay $20 for a thing you can't buy anymore because the eShop went down and we specifically stopped selling it earlier than everything else stopped being sold on the eShop.
Yep.
Which is the most fucked up thing about it.
Yeah, so this is a call to everyone watching the stream. I'm not endorsing piracy, however, I am saying that it's a good idea to consider less than legal methods to acquire Fire Emblem Fates, specifically so you can play Revelation.
Yeah. I will say, if you do get it on your super extra legal 3DS, the modding community is easily the strongest of any Fire Emblem game so far, and one of the biggest I've ever encountered in any game I've played. Like, I'm not counting obviously like The Sims and Minecraft, like those were built for mods, but or Stardew Valley. But Fire Emblem Fates modding community, it is serious.
It is prolific. It is dedicated. I believe one of the mods that adds S supports to new characters has finally figured out how to do end cards even.
Oh,
yeah, they did end cards. They also did like second gen supports with like people in the first generation that aren't their parents. Like Elise with Forest. Like, I think Elise with Forest was like the first one to like really motivate this. Where like we need to have Elise talk with Forest. And then after that, after they cracked the code, they started expanding. I remember vividly that there is a Flora Ana support that is so good for no fucking reason. And then I went on a fucking AO3 and I think I found a fic inspired by that. Where essentially Ana's like trying to convince Flora to like treat herself, more or less. Where Ana's like, you're such a frigid bitch, just buy a pair of like, you know, buy a nice skirt for yourself. Where like Flora would be sent out to get all the groceries and like the bare necessities, and she would be haggling and like paying the bare minimum to get what they need to get. Very utilitarian.
Oh,
very
that's
basic,
what I was going back up there for.
And that's why Corrin sends her to do it. And Flora also has her own money and not Corrin's money, and Anna's able to convince her to buy, you know, a few things for herself, and eventually, you know, Anna sells her a ring, and then Flora proposes in the store in form of like a return.
Okay,
it's like
that is really
this ring
cheap.
doesn't fit on my hand, but it fits on yours, and it's like, damn,
that is
bitch.
adorable. I need to use that for a merchant at some point.
Yeah, Flora's like, what ring would you recommend? Like, what do you like? What do you think would look good? You know, yada yada yada. It's very transparent to the reader. But to Anna, she would just never consider it as an option. So she is just completely floored. When Flora, who is, you know, very chaste and basic and has like one emotion every financial quarter, is able to pull this off, just my flowers were gassed. I can't even imagine where Anna was.
Shout out to Flora, by the way, because on God, she needs so much therapy.
Okay, I did unequip the pebbles.
Other mods, there is, people have added in classes, added in skills, added in characters. I know there was one that, like, added in, like, Fates versions of, like, most of the second Gen Awakening cast. That happened not too long ago. Remember, Noir is Hoshiden Archer, Lucina is, like, a Norian Cavalier, and there's, like, some fan support of, like, Severo recognizing this, like, not Lucina, and being like, do I know you? And Lucina's, the not Lucina is like, I've never met you before. I'm just a soldier. I'm just a girl. Leave me alone. They also recreated the entirety of Shadow Dragon in the Fates engine.
Yep, they did do that. Which, honestly, probably just the better way to play Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I hate playing Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon in its, like, normal state. They completely made it. It is... I say this every time it's brought up. It was the first Fire Emblem game I played, and the first Fire Emblem fan I talked to was like, why are you still here? How are you still here?
The fact that you're still here with the first game beat Shadow Dragon is a testament to your dedication, and I'm very glad that didn't turn you off.
I also made every unit survive except for, specifically, Est, because Camus killed her, and I didn't notice, because he died almost immediately the next turn, which means, despite the fact that I had gone through and I had pointedly killed Tiki, so I could have both Tiki and Nagi and both Falchions.
Moving
I'm
on.
never playing that game again.
I'm on Game Banana. Let's just go through some mods. Number one, first thing I see, a political world map where it's just the map that they colored it for each region.
Oh, I love that.
Including like the minor Hashiden regions, so Kensia is different, yada yada yada. There's a reverse recruitment mod, and I've been staring at it, and I will give in eventually. Make Corn an optional deploy. Awakened Truth is the one I was talking about. There is... One second.
La, we've made it to the aqueduct.
There's
Or
Celia,
at least the walking path on
who
top.
is Cynthia. Raiden, which is Brady. Ren, which is Laurent. Nie, Noir. Kaya, Kiel. Luma, Lucina. They're all like different characters.
Right. Did they also have like unique art?
They have unique models. I don't see their portrait. They use their own portraits. Although they're like Jerome isn't wearing his mask, and Noir is a rage face. But like typically.
All right, here we go.
Nice.
Someone added in the assassin class as a unique class for Baruka. Or not unique, but like she'll default with it, and another character can go into it. And then she has custom animations with like dual wield daggers. It's essentially dual wield daggers, but it'll use the double swordmaster animation. But still very cool. A lot of accessories. There's like multiple mods that will just add in accessories, and it's like a mod pack of like 60 of those fuckers. Miscellaneous second generation fixes. Hatsune Miku.
I desperately need to, when I get back to my desktop, mark my Fire Emblem face so that it has Hatsune Miku in it.
Someone merged together Priestess and Great Master into Master Priestess, so that way you can use staves, bows, and spears. Unofficial fates, playable Lilith, support rewrites, Kron, Delphia. I love the mods that are very obviously like one person just really likes this character. You can have Delphia from Fire Emblem Shadows of Valentia in your Fire Emblem face game. You can also have the Enchantress class, which is related. Someone added in all the characters from the anime Seven Deadly Sins.
Ugh.
Hilda from Three Houses is here with Frykugel.
A neat little cemetery. I like this.
There's-
I think it's having a little bit of a foundation sinking problem.
There's Takumi Quest, which is just Fire Emblem Fates Conquest, except Takumi is also here.
Oh, it's Gascoigne.
And that's like the only change.
Oh, this will be so normal in Fire. He's behaving so sensibly.
Kazuma Kiryu. Fates Expanded. Scarlet. Playable generic Kitsune. Gender Swap, where just it flips everyone's gender to the other side, so their like unique their class outfit will be the other gender's class
Oh,
outfit.
I'm in danger.
So, like,
Sorry, friend. Goodbye.
so like, Flora and Felicia will be butlers, and Xander will have the booty window for the female cavalier, as he should. Adding in some melanin, adjusting some melanin, a bunch of cipher characters, HD mods. Fire Emblem Before Fates is just a crazy ass project, and I can't wait for it to be completed. Legendary Hinoka from Fae. Twin Kanas. Custom classes based off heroes for Azura, Xander, and Ryoma.
Oh, my stomach.
Welcome home, good hunter. What is it?
Giving the princesses
Very
personal
well, let me
weapons. Frederick. You can play
Farewell,
Conquest
good
with
hunter.
Birthright units and Birthright with
May
Conquest
you
units.
find your worth in the waking world.
There's
yes.
a mod called Poke Fates, where every unit has the capture ability, except you'd never get a unit automatically. So you just start with Corrin, and you just have to capture from there.
Fascinating.
You also get around it
look
by,
at her
like,
hands.
Fucking crazy.
I have found the Hatsune Miku.
As it should. Garen Quest. Unique class textures, which is like a pretty big undertaking. Henry from Awakening. Automatic heart seal swap. I did play through the game with the heart seal swap. Fun fact, Wyvern Lord Xander. Pretty good. There's a D reincarnation mod where it turns Caldori into Cordelia, Rajat into Tharja, and Oski into Gaius. Turning the Spearmaster banners into various pride flags.
I respect.
Indeed.
Dancer Inigo, Forest, a bunch of custom outfits for Forest. Camilla Emblem, where every single character model, including NPCs, is replaced by Camilla. Heroes accurate movement, so like all armor units get 1 movement, all calves get 3.
Ugh.
Why would you do that?
Why would you do that to yourself?
Well, the enemies get it too.
Yeah, that just makes everything so abominably slow.
Unless, of course, your name is Edelgard Husfeld, and then you can move 3 spaces anyway. Playable Arete, custom outfits for all of Charlotte's classes, custom outfits for all of Camilla's classes, to accommodate their big heaving breasts, of course. As you do. Anna never stops winking. There's a mod where like the only
that's fun.
There's a mod where the only change is that Camilla's hair flips to the other side. That's it. Just the other eye is exposed.
She lost her other eye as a child.
And somehow the timeline has changed, of course.
Okay, you're not saying anything new. But I love you, Gilbert. Hopefully you'll be fine.
Anyway, So that was just all to say that like they're dedicated because like this game was released a while back, a little bit ago, and the latest mod was created 3 weeks ago, and that was a wardrobe update for Corrin, making things a little bit sluttier, as it should.
It's almost like Fates was like a good game or something.
I do wonder. I think I looked at Three Houses modding scene. I want to see if they've done anything more. The last thing I remember seeing was like personal ability adjustment, which there.
Personal skills in Three Houses is so boring.
Yes.
Like, legitimately, I forget they exist half the time because they don't add anything to anything.
Okay. I am in the Three Houses game, Banana. Bernadetta recolors, classic maid dress,
I will
Linhart.
Look, I will say one thing about the Three Houses' personal skills. They make Mercedes objectively the best mage. Or healer.
Gremory, Linhart, de-slutifying female Violet.
I really feel like they should just end slutifying Violet.
Make the Ashen Wolves outfit more monastery appropriate.
I've actually seen that, and like that's pretty good.
Recolored Gremory Lysithea to be like accurate to her hero's ult. Make Anna shut up.
Are there any
Is that the one? Thanks a bunch. Is that the one? Thanks a bunch. Is that the one? Thanks a bunch.
You've got a good eye.
Let's see. Gender lock removal, icon redesign, give every female Kronya's outfit.
Okay, we know exactly where that one came from.
Three Houses End Bar Edition. I'll have to read into that. See what that means. There's also Fodlan Reborn, which I'll need to read into that too. Custom Yuri and Constant Servant attire, where Constance is a butler, Yuri's a maid.
Oh.
Make Leonie more orange. Like, make her outfit more orange. Oh, Three Houses Xenoblade music pack. In development. How you have to develop that.
Yeah, that does feel like it would be terribly long.
Easier
I forget if I'm actually able to parry him or not.
Easier Archer AI for Chapter 5.
Okay, I understand what they were going for with the mates one, however, they have not properly adjusted those outfits for the models.
Improve Reunion at Dawn, no forced deployments, recruiting Flame instead of Reunion Flower. A lot of recolors for Violet to make Violet look like Gerald. I get the idea, but Gerald color
What's that
Violet
smell?
just doesn't look as good. I'm sorry.
The sweet blood. Oh, it sings to
Putting
me.
Monica back in the game.
It's enough to make a man sick.
Replacing Three Hopes music with, like, replacing Three Houses music with Three Hopes versions. Taking away Edelgard's leggings. Bring back the pink, and it just, like, you know how, like, quote-unquote pink in the classes is really, like, this burnt, dark pink? This makes it, like, a bright pink. Which, good for Hilda. She deserves it. Three Hopes remixed.
Did you do that one intentionally?
Yes.
Okay.
I find his second phase is the hardest one.
Chapter 17 of Verdant.
Granted, I did get locked up on the level geometry.
Yeah.
But everyone. Everybody loves Byleth, which is just like, please let me marry. Dimitri, please. Ingrid got a custom Crimson Flower skin. Make Edelgard playable in other routes. Make Claude playable in other routes. Make Dimitri playable in other routes. Fortnite Byleth. Okay. Restore male Byleth's original voice.
Ew.
Okay. Make Lorenz more purple.
He does not need to be more purple.
Okay, let me read through the ones that I saved. What is N-Bar Edition about? Remove gender locks. Dark classes don't require dark seals. Edelgard's custom classes can use magic. New personal skills. Which I'll look at that in a second. New branching weapon upgrade tree. Okay. The training weapons turn into iron weapons. Iron branches off into magic weapons, steel weapons, and noble weapons, which are like special, like for the lords. Rank B has silver weapons, brave weapons, mystic weapons, aura weapons, which mystic is... I think aura is effective against monsters, mystic is magic damage, or like one or the other. Regal weapons are like the rapier, killer weapons are killer. Okay, weird. New weapon triangle skills. Just bring back the weapon triangle. Just put it back in the fucking game. Anyway.
We're talking three houses and weapons, and this has suddenly reminded me. So, the Axe of Ukon Vasara. Ukon Vasara means Hammer of Uko. Ukon Kirves means Axe of Uko. So not only did they name it after the wrong version of Ukon Vasara, they named it Axe of Hammer of Uko.
They should have just said that they were good riders.
They should have just called the weapon Ukon Kirves.
They added in route-specific weapons. So, like, if you're playing as the Black Eagles, you get, like, an axe called the Empire Axe, and it gives speed defense +2. And has, like, slightly higher might than a normal axe. So nothing major, but, like, a little something. Shine is a new light spell, which is 1 to 4 range, but has low hit rate and low might. Frost is a new faith spell, which casts freeze and can do damage. Dorothea's skill got replaced with essentially, if she kills an enemy with a gambit, she gets magic +6 until the end of the map.
That's odd.
I think it's to catch her up with, like, Hubert, because, like, that's her main competition, and it's very hard to catch up to Hubert. But, man, especially now that Edelgard can also cast magic.
And it is so, like... I don't particularly... This is because gambits just kind of fade into the background in Three Houses when you don't need to kill monsters, but I don't particularly associate Dorothea with...
I think it's because of the fact that she wants, like, high authority for her recruitment stat. Or skills.
Yeah. I think it's also just the association with charm, which... Like, Manuela is the charm specialist of the game, and Dorothea's associated with Manuela, so...
Right.
If a unit gets to A authority, they will learn an improved version of their personal skill. I like that. It does kind of fuck over, like, Felix, but, like, Felix deserves it. I like the idea of, like, growing as you learn how to control your troops. So, like, Leonie will get Blade Break, which has her normal skill, and also she'll get Avoid plus 30 against Sword Axes. But she has to get all the way up to A rank authority for that to happen, so that'll be...
I mean, that does a little bit incentivize just pumping authority early on, massively.
It does, but that is still not learning point blank volley of A bows, because you still have to learn like riding to get to that.
Also, you can just, if you're feeling saucy, exploit the infinite monthly.
Yeah, but like that goes for anything.
Yeah.
Hubert can get a skill called Vassal, which is unit's lord, that is, receives +3 to all stats if Hubert's in these spaces. Which would be broken if Edelgard wasn't... Like, Edelgard typically isn't, like, halfway across the fucking map.
Yeah, like, these be... Like, Hubert and Edelgard want you to be at very different positions on the map.
But, like, if you want to put them together, like, I don't know if they're uniting to kill Rhea, but... Here's what it is. Budding talent unit. So units who learn a budding talent that is like opposite their usual setup will get essentially a version of Stillwater that reallocates their stats according to that. So for example, Ferdinand is budding talent with armor. So he gets a skill which will give him like +5 defense res, -5 speed if he wants to go the armor. So like the same with Sylvain and Felix and Magic. So that is very gayer endings for existing queer couples, but they don't expand on what that means. So I like to imagine it's just you propose to
I was still alive.
Like, I can't wait to have gay
Magically close.
But I can parry him.
Oh, there's a spreadsheet of all. Okay, we're going on a trip. Okay, pick a house, any house. It's not that complicated. What?
Blue Lion.
Okay. None of us want to think about 3 houses longer than necessary.
I was just trying to.
I was just like...
I was a little bit overwhelmed by that boss fight. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, that's entirely...
Let's see. Okay.
It might take me a moment to get back to where I was skill-wise, even.
Okay. The dude's personal skill got changed to be he gets just +4 defense on enemy phase, but they're not controlling.
Ah, that's actually pretty good. It's still boring, but...
Felix got essentially Defiant Avoid instead of his usual. So if he's below a quarter health, he gets Avoid +30. Yeah, but like... Honestly, I don't like his personal skill. And this does open like weird Avoid Vantage sort of stuff, maybe? Or Wrath Avoid.
The thing is, like, generally if you're going for Vantage strategy, you're going for kill them before they can do anything.
My guess is that this is supposed to be sort of like, words. It's supposed to be like, you know, Dancer Felix with Sword of Hold. I can see that. Ash gets Stealth instead of Lockpick.
Ash should get Stealth and Lockpick. Just, like, roll it into one.
Annette gets Rally +4 Strength and Defense instead of... I think it's just Strength?
Yes, she just rallies Strength.
Sylvain gets damage dealt and taken with a swing of 3, so +3 damage dealt, -3 damage taken if there's a woman right next to him. Ingrid gets hit +15. Now here's the interesting part, which is their personal skills. Dimitri gets Lionheart, which is he always treats his battalions as if they're under a third endurance. I wonder.
I know exactly what they're doing for that. They are telling you, hey, do Battalion Wrath, Battalion Vanted.
Dedue gets Vassal, which is Hubert, so +3 to all stats, and it's +3 to all stats, and specifically Chain Guard from Engage. So like the first hit on enemy phase against their lord will just be nullified. So not super powerful as an effect, but if you're fighting like a boss, their one hit will get nullified. Unless you're fighting Fallen Guard, which you got to hit twice. Felix gets Ferocity, where again, if he's below 1/4 health, he gets Strength Speed +8.
Uh-huh.
Mercedes will apply Blessing when she uses Rally, which Blessing is Miracle. A guaranteed miracle.
Fun.
Which will help with Felix. What is a linked attack again?
It's an attack where they're near enough to allies that the allies help them.
I forget if it's damage bonus, but I know it's to hit.
So
damage bonus is based off of certain pair bonds.
Yeah.
There's an entire fucking graphic
There's a whole,
about it.
Hidden mechanic. Okay, I remember now. Well, Ash's upgraded personal is called Diversion, and so if there's a linked attack on his attack, he gets avoid +50. Annette gets Cheer, where when she rallies, she'll give her target Stride, which is crazy. I get that it's a Heroes reference, but damn.
That is actually kind of busted. Like the whole thing with Stride is you need to give up gambits for it. Like that's the opportunity cost. Is you are giving up like other gambits you could be using.
Yeah. Sylvain gets another attack boost if he's adjacent to a mounted ally. So if he's adjacent to a mounted female, like, I don't know,
Ingrid,
then, he'll get attack speed boost. Ingrid has one I actually really enjoy, which is if Kanto activates, she gets movement +5.
Ooh,
so she gets the fuck out of dodge. Also, if you have the fetters, you can do that.
Oh god,
if you want.
Yeah, that is actually a thought. Yeah.
Spells. See if there's. Did they do anything with spells? Dimitri got more white magic. He gets Seraphim and Recover. Mercedes got Fortified? Oh, they moved Fortified down a rank. Because to make room for Frost, which is one of the new spells. Annette gets Annette gets a faith spell called Displace, which is essentially warp but on an enemy. Which is so funny. Three Houses is a game where you never want an enemy to hit you like on enemy phase, and so that's why you use gambits to lock them down and freeze and whatever. She's essentially doing that, but instead of freezing them, she's just pushing them somewhere else.
Go away.
Here.
Yeah, that's great.
Here's the thing. You can use it on a boss to move them off of their tiles, can't you?
Possibly. You might be able to hard-code it to be immovable like Engage does, but I think you can use the gambit to pull a boss. Pull a fall off of them. I think.
That's not what I wanted. I pressed triangle.
Oh god, did this one add in Trap actually? Because in Trap is the most interesting status state to me.
It is not.
Friend.
Let me. Okay. Let me see. Let me see if it has like a spell. I'm sure it does somewhere in here. This is a huge fucking mod, by the way. Spell balance. Zeal. So Zeal is a faith magic spell that's like rally. +3 to all stats. But you only get like 3 uses a map. Frost freezes enemies.
Unless you have a crest, I believe. Like, I think there's, like, you know, at least one crest saves white
it's
magic.
Timotheos, which is weird because
yeah,
Happy doesn't want to use white magic.
Yeah, Happy is like... The thing with Happy is that, like, the vibe is like, oh, she would be a priestess if her life didn't go so fuck off the wall.
What was Sethlene? Not Sethlene, Lamine. What does Lamine do?
I think Lamine might do the same thing. I forget.
I'll look it up. Crest of Lamine.
Lamine is my favorite character.
Fucking
Lamine.
Wiki pisses me off.
She's from Melody of Memories.
Darius, Gautier, Conrad, Lamine. Occasionally conservative uses of recovery.
Yeah. Good for Mercedes and not at all on your eat.
You could technically if you really want to.
Yeah, but not.
Back to... Okay. Are there any new classes? No, it doesn't look like it. But they did split Pegasus Knight and Advanced Pegasus Knight into 2 different classes. That way I'm not just screwed waiting for Falcon Knight to become available.
Yeah.
Weapon bonuses, class bonuses, enemy growths. There is one for end cards. Character paired endings. New paired endings. Edelgard Bernadetta. Or rewritten. New or rewritten. Edelgard Violet, Edelgard Bernadetta, Edelgard Dorothea. Dimitri Dadu, Dimitri Felix. Claude Lorenz got rewritten. Ferdy Burt got rewritten. Caspar Linhart, Caspar Ash. Dora Petra, Dadu Ash. Sylvain Felix has 2 variants. One for Azure Moon, one for the rest. And the rest of like the canon pairing, like Ignaz Raphael or Shamir Catherine. Yeah.
Alright. I need more pistol.
Give
but
me
that's fine.
another
We're just going
class.
to go back to the hunter.
Church also counts.
Let's see the church then.
Manuela now gives crit avoid plus 25 to adjacents, which is a lot
nice.
better. Hanneman rallies plus 4
skill even do?
It's still crit avoid, but it's like plus 10, I think. Or plus 5. It's like really small. Infirmary Master. Plus 10 critical avoid, so now it's plus 25. Which... Oh, never mind. If I was writing it, I would have done the 3 Hopes variant, which is like essentially Saline skill, where like boner areas do extra healing. Like 150% more, 200% more, or something.
I think it's
gives.
I think it's like 150% total, so like 50% more than the original.
Yeah. Catherine gets Defiant Defense Res. Aloise gives Rally 8 Dex and Luck instead of just Luck.
Oh wait, we died.
You did die since the last time you died, yeah.
Yeah, recovery items used by allies within 2 spaces heal plus 50% HP.
Yeah.
Just going to calmly walk down the stairs. This man doesn't know we're here. And stab him in the back! Slaughter him!
Oh,
Oh, the
this
Arnhem
is fun.
The
So
blood haze.
Manuela's like bonus skill, like bonus personal, is called Grand Diva, and it's crit avoid -25 to adjacent enemies. It's just crazy.
As is this old man. Die, old man! Give me your bullet!
Die, old man. You don't
I
belong
swear
in
it's
this
just the
world.
Arnhem blood. I'm not this unhinged. I'm
Hanneman-
really a big sweetie.
You know, when
Hanneman
Gascoigne said you'll be one sooner or later, I don't think he was accounting for the option of I'm now.
What am I trying to say? Oh, Hanneman gets black magic range +1, uses ×2. Sadith gets
I just want to eat a god. That's not a problem.
In Yavin? In Yavin?
Yes. It'll be much safer if we eat the gods.
In Yavin, eating gods is what caused all the problems in the first place.
Girl, not them
No,
eating
the
the
problem
fucking
was
placenta.
not eating the gods. The problem was injecting their blood into your blood, into their own blood.
Don't you think eating them would go so much better?
Well, yes. Oh, that dodge. Oh, that dodge. Oh. It lagged. It lagged and I dodged. See, the thing is, all of the gods in this setting are some form of seafood, and I may detest seafood, but godly calamari.
You and I fundamentally disagree on what the Orphan of Kos is. Also,
oh, the Orphan of Kos isn't a god.
It's
being the child of a god doesn't make you a god.
I feel like with how
Ariana's child.
I feel like with how Yharnam tends to go, it's a pretty good prerequisite.
But see Ariana's child.
So crazy.
What were you saying, sir?
I do love seeing you walk over the corpses and they just get kind of dragged for a
Yeah, the
step or two.
ragdolling is hilarious.
Anyway,
Can't have shit in Yharnam. That includes dignity and death.
Flane gets specifically range +4 and uses ×2 on Seraphim and no other spell, which I find very funny. Like, yes, girl, you should kill him. We love that. Cyril gets Death Blow 8. Essentially. We're like, he's gonna do a fuck ton in player phase. So, don't go into tank. Shamir gets Fallen Star on kill. Catherine gets quickly posed for
Actually, on towards getting Fallen Star. Give it to someone else with like a way easier activation condition that consume loads of your durability for this combat art. Yeah, I'm not sure I agree.
Yeah. Aloys rattles any enemy that he attacks on player phase, like auto rattle. Gilbert gets, if the enemy has full HP when combat starts, he gets flat damage reduction by 8. Which, I know that sounds crazy, but also, Gilbert's the only tank. Let him have this, because Dudu is out of Dudu is doing margaritas on the beach, he is not bothered, Gilbert has to fill it. Manuela does not get a big I give Manuela all the movements. give her warp, give her restoration, give her way in skill.
Oh, yeah.
He only killed us twice. Again, better than my first time.
I'm gonna do the Ashen Wolves next.
Oh, there's an item on that roof.
Constance, oh thank God. Constance's skill got changed to be Lucky 7, essentially.
Nice.
Oh, that's a woman.
Yeah, we all...
Oh.
Huh.
A red jeweled brooch.
Hoppy?
Hey.
Hoppy. Why'd I say that?
Hey, remember how Father Gascoigne is sung by the music box? Remember that detail?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I would never remember the detail. Remembering details causes pain, so I've elected to not do it. Thank you very much for the offer.
Yeah, this is why I
In any
ask
case.
if you know things. I phrase it as remember when I'm actually what I am saying is I'm telling you this detail.
Anyway,
It's like the amount of times I have to remind my younger siblings that when I'm asking them to do something, I'm not asking them, I'm telling them to do it, but polite.
Oh, there's a note.
Happy nullifies all critical hits if she's at full HP, which is such a weird...
The Bergenwort spider hides all manner of rituals and keeps our lost master from us. A terrible shame. It makes my head shudder uncontrollably.
Right. I'm sure that's of no import.
In the most normal way possible, of course.
In any case, cutscene.
Yeah, giving the squishy mage crit nullification at full health sure is a choice.
It's interesting, at least. The thing about ultimately that I find boring about Three Houses is a lot of its effects are dull and niche, but not in a niche that's like fun.
Yeah. Like, I'll give it that. It's fun. But, on Happy?
Yeah. Happy's like all sorts of weird, because like you can tell that she was initially intended to be sort of a priestess before her life went to shit. But also she has like an axe boon. Like a hidden talent for axes. Like she wants to kill, but she doesn't have the strength growth to kill. Because I don't know what she's doing. No one knows what Happy is doing.
That skill for Happy runs into like the opposite problem of what makes Bernadetta so good, is that which if she levels up at all in the map and gets HP, suddenly her skill doesn't work.
Exhaustive strike?
You must be...
Oh, wait, no, the new personal skill. Never mind.
Very sorry.
What do you mean?
The incense must have masked your
little,
scent.
like, iron axe.
Good.
Goes to town.
I've been waiting for one of your ilk. These hunts have everyone all locked up inside, waiting for it to end.
Constance just gets a plain all
always
magic
has, you know,
range +1.
since forever. But it won't end nicely. Not this time.
Happy's new skill is called Lucky Pebble, and it says on kill, a luck percent chance to apply +8 magic for the rest of the map.
The snarls of beasts.
Level up
None
that
of
luck
them's too
stat.
uncommon now.
You
Yarnum's
better
done
get
for,
that luck
tell
stat.
ya.
Obviously, it can only activate once.
But if you spot anyone with their wits about them, tell them about this here Erdin Chapel.
Getting like 3
They'll be
lucky
safe
pebbles,
here.
and it's magic +24.
The incense wards off the beasts. Spread the word.
What?
Tell them to
You
come
just
on
spent
over.
the entirety of the Nemesis
If you
map
wouldn't
killing
mind.
all like the random goons instead of the elites just to build her up to such stupid magic levels that she can just ignore the fact she's supposed to be invincible while the elites are out.
Yeah. Actually, I think that's optimal, and they should change it to reflect that. If Yuri's attacking at one range with no allies adjacent, he does
If you
+8
happen upon
damage.
someone while
and
hunting,
takes -8.
tell them about this here
Which
Erdin
is
Chapel.
crazy as
If
hell,
they
but also
seem worth
Yuri's
being
already
told, that
crazy
is.
as hell.
Oh, and I do sincerely hope they are.
Who cares? At a certain point, who gives a shit?
Anyway, look, a friend. One of the few people in this town who is just kind.
I love
also
him.
happens to be that he is a crippled old beggar and blind and everybody hates him, but, you know, we love a saint.
We love him. And that's
Yeah.
the important bit.
See, I watched The Hunchback of Notre Dame, so I know how this
Fucking
works.
Blood Gem Workshop Tool. Great, we can upgrade Arcane a little bit. First, though, there's something I
Unfortunately,
need
that
to-
pronunciation of Notre Dame is going to stick in my head forever.
Do you not like the Back Hunter of Notre Dame?
Ah,
Leave him alone. He's had a very hard life. He just bent down one day and then couldn't get back up.
I want to cue up Hellfire. That song's so good.
Ah, I hate when that happens. Alright, here we go.
Yoritza. Yoritza's skill is on kill, unit heals 50% of damage done, gains blessing and impregnable wall. Yoritza.
What the fuck?
Like,
He deserves it.
I kind of get it because he's root locked and like you have to get him all the way up to A authority and like the 3 chapters Crimson Flower has. But damn.
That is literally just if unit kills, unit is invincible.
If unit kills, chill out. It's fine.
If unit kills, he will kill again.
Also, the thing with Yoritza is he's having to compare with Edelgard von Pressfeld and Raging Storm. So, like, he kind of, I feel like he kind of needs the power boost to even try.
God, I fucking hate Raging Storm. Mostly because I'm tired of it cropping up in heroes. Can it stop?
Alright,
Yeah,
now,
shout out to
the thing...
Gulbeg and Crimson and Raging Storm.
Gulbeg, I'll allow it because she's my snake wife or my snipe, and also she has control over time.
I love my Snotter. He's so cute.
Oh my god. So despite the fact that we have absolutely spoiled the plot of the young Gascoigne daughter's questline, what do I have to do to get her to go to the chapel? I can't remember. Do I need to tell her her mother is alive?
Oh. Give her a little bit of candy.
Do I need to lie to children?
Is it really lying or just you enough to believe it?
Yes.
Hmm. Just tell her like
I believe I
Santa's
have to
real
lie
and
to
so
the
is her
child.
mother.
I'm pretty sure with the aesthetics they're going for in Yharnam, it's like, yeah. Care about
Give me a second.
Christmas is like up a bit.
Violetta.
Oh no. I'm just gonna spoil
Bloodborne.
this one. Edelgard's personal skill, her extra
Oh, no.
personal skill, Twin Crests. Unit can act again if their turn ends while adjacent to an ally. This effect only activates once every 3 turns.
I'm going to find the person who made this mod, and I'm going to shove their face into a blender, because that alone has killed all of my goodwill.
That is, you know what? I don't love it, but I think it's maybe the funniest option I could have picked, and due to that, I'm kind of in support, just a little bit. Okay, let's see what the Black Eagle's got going on, and we'll end off with the Golden Deer.
I think Santa in Yharnam brings all the good little boys and girls special blood vials for their Christmas stocking. And for the bad children, he takes blood vials from them.
But the blood will be sinful. They'll be sinful little Victorian orphans.
It's only sinful if they're related to the Canehurst nobility. And you can tell when someone's related to the Canehurst nobility. They wear red and have silver hair. Oh, I guess Santa is a Canehurst. Never mind. They do not have Santa in Yharnam. He is a heretic. His blood is vile and will poison the children.
Okay. Linhart's new personal, like, not the new personal on Authority A, but just like his base personal that got redefined, is just heal plus 10. Because whenever he heals, it's plus 10. Which I guess is better than Catnap, but still.
Yeah.
Hello, Mr. Hunter.
And plus this
Still
weird
can't
thing
find my
where
mum.
at the early game it's too much, and in the late game it's kind of
Yes.
irrelevant.
Okay.
It's kind of like who gives a
I
shit.
can wait. Mum knows I'm really
It
brave.
should be like
And you're very kind.
if
I won't be
unit
afraid.
waits
I'll be a good
within 2
girl.
spaces of this unit, they
Promise.
heal X amount of their health.
This makes me sad. I think I have to break the brooch.
Oh,
Yeah, I think you have to
No.
like no. Breaking the brooch gives you the stone, and then you can then use that.
Yes.
I think it
Stone's
locks you
over.
out of progressing the quest line.
sounds so weird.
Okay, I'll talk to her again just to be safe.
Hello, Mr. Hunter. Still can't find...
Breaking the brooch makes it you
Yes,
can't give it to her. I know
Mum, I
that
won't be
much. Okay.
Okay, let's see.
Petra. Oh, they finally gave Petra a good one. She gets attack +3, hit avoid +5 on a linked attack.
I'll put it in store. No, I don't. Just go on here.
If only Petra was friends with someone who is sort of a linked attack specialist. If only there was a good Christian woman
Does
out
it
there who
give-
knew Meteor. Like Sephiroth or Dorothea. That's one reason why I kind of need Sephiroth in Heroes, because I like to imagine that like he thinks he's all that for being able to use Meteor, and then fucking Hanneman walks in.
And to be fair, the thing that makes him distinct is that, like, you know, Fire Emblem is still scratching Flare, and he's hitting, like, fucking Gigaflop.
Yes.
Separately, every so often I go back and watch the Sephiroth reveal trailer, because of course I do, and the fucking bit where it transitions from the gameplay of him casting Gigaflare back to the trailer is so clean, and it looks so good. Fuck the child.
Hello, mister. Yes?
Random side
Mum,
note, shout out
I
to
won't be
Petra's
afraid.
personal and hopes. Love that for her. Faster than the speed of sound. She's so real.
Shout out to fucking Lorenz's, because they did not playtest that.
It was so dumb.
They did not.
It's what's funny to me is that like there's this scene in Golden Wildfire where Hilda, Claude, and Lorenz have to like team up to even match Dimitri. Lorenz could solo. Okay? Lorenz and Three Hopes could solo like Fallen Rhea
God.
by himself. Let alone Dimitri. I do like the relative consistency with which they depict characters, because like what Claude plus Lorenz plus Hilda equals 1 Dimitri. Like, or Edelgard plus Hubert plus Yuritsa equals the rest of the cast, for the most part. Because that's why Silver Snow and Crimson Flower feel so dramatically different. Just like, well, in one route you have Raging Storm, Dark Spikes, and also whatever the fuck Yuritsa's got going on. And the other route you have Ferdinand, Sedith. Like, they're cool.
You really should
But
have
they're-
Rhea on Silver Snow.
You should, but like, Rhea is unfortunately a good Christian girl, and the woke left hate. The woke left writers in intelligent systems just hate a nice Christian woman who also kisses
I
other
forgot
women.
to go to the door and talk to the. Oh, I forgot to talk to Yosefka.
Fuck, we don't talk to Yosefka! Fuck!
Is the quest ruined?
There's not a quest involved with Yosefka. You can get a unique blood vial from her that heals, like, significantly more than a base one, but it does set something up.
Yeah, she may a little bit, not be alive anymore.
Oopsie.
Yes, she's dead. I'll go to the wiki and read off like what she says in the first place.
Dorothea's rally now gives +30 avoid.
When we first meet Yosefka.
Oh, okay.
Are you out on the hunt? Then I'm very sorry, but I cannot open this door. I am Yosefka. The patients here in my clinic must not be exposed to infection. I know that you hunt for us, for our town, but I'm sorry, please. This is all that I can do. Gives Yosefka's blood vial ×1. Now go, and good hunting. Talking to her when still having one Yosefka's blood vial in inventory. Are you still in need of something? But I have nothing more to offer. Please, try to understand my position. I can only pray for a fruitful hunt. Once you've used it... You are safe, thank goodness, but I'm afraid nothing will change. I cannot open the door. I'll do what I can, of course. Perhaps this will help you, if only in some small way. Now go, I pray for your safety. When you receive the fourth one... You are safe, thank goodness, but I'm afraid nothing will change. I cannot open the door. I'll do what I can, of course. Perhaps this will help you, if only in some small way. This night is long, but morning always comes. Someone of your caliber won't fail us, I am certain. And once the night of the hunt ends, we can speak face to face. Then I can finally see what you look like. I shouldn't be thinking this, but I am rather looking forward to it. So please, be careful out there. And then, last one. Or, well, no, not the last one. There are 5 more lines. I'm sorry, I have nothing else to offer you. I will pray for your safety. May light shine upon this night and your fortunes. When you attack her door... After attacking her door... Please stop. It's beasts you hunt. Why are you behaving like one? This can't be the real you. Please stop. Are you calm again? Thank goodness. You mustn't let the hunt overcome you. Remember yourself. You are not a beast. And then if you ignore her pleading and to keep on attacking, you are no more than a beast. I should have known.
She's sweet.
She is. That is a little bit frustrating, but I got in
You got in the zone.
I got in the zone.
The blood haze?
Yes.
Girl, not the hunt overwhelming you.
This is my job as a Grim Reaper.
I mean, if that's your job, if you think that's your job as Grim Reaper, then you have not read the hit book Reaper Man by Terry Pratchett.
I am delivering them the most merciful death I can.
With a gun and a little stick. Just beat them with.
It's a metal stick.
Oh, well, hello. Splendid. Let me ask you a small kindness. You're soon off to hunt, I presume? Then, if you find any survivors, tell them to seek Yosefka's clinic. Upon my Hippocratic oath, if they are yet human, I will look after them. Perhaps even cure them. This sickness, these beasts, they are not to be feared. This time the night is long. I may be trapped here, but I should do something to help. I'll even offer a reward for your cooperation. Tempted? Well, off you go then.
This doesn't seem like the same woman.
Yeah, it's way more obvious if you know what she's supposed to be like and come to her without having talked to her first.
Side note, I finally remembered for the first time packing for the trip that I need more socks. I always remember the shirt, pants, and underwear, but I always just forget another pair of socks. And I finally did.
Ah, yes.
Official adulting moment. Certified self-packer. Love that for me. I do remember to pack my pillows, because the pillows in my home are just really bad. It's pillows.
Welcome home, good hunter. Very well. Farewell, good.
Oh, goodness. see, where was I? So, you know how Ferdinand gets hit avoid plus 15 if he's at full HP?
Yes.
His personal plus, which, to be clear, these don't replace the original personal, they're just a skill they can equip, gives him Omni plus 4 when he's not at full HP. So he gets some bonus, either way. Not Omni plus 4, attack, defense, res, speed, but not like dex or whatever. Keep forgetting there's more than 4 stats outside of like heroes.
Yeah, the hero's brain rot is real. Attack, speed, def, res plus 4. Oh yeah, that's all.
You
Yeah,
needn't
that's all
concern
accounted for.
yourself with me. I'm afraid I'm of little help now. But
I
before
think over this, I really hate that they renamed skill to death.
Yeah.
I made no use of it, but perhaps you.
If Bernadette is below a quarter health, she gets move plus 1, hit crit plus 10.
What afflicted me was incurable, but this town gave me hope.
Petra
Their
gets auto
strange
desperation
blood
on a
bought
link
me
to
time. I was most fortunate.
Which I think that's
Unharmed
good. I
by
always
the
struggle
plague
to
of
get
beasts.
Petra to like kill things.
I can even
at higher
die
levels.
human. Don't you worry about me. Don't you worry about me.
Okay. And last but not least, Golden Deer. Hilda
How can I do
gives
that
plus
without
3 to
pressing the button?
adjacent men. Raphael just gets renewal instead of his stupid ass goodie basket bullshit. What was Marianne's to begin with? Marianne, what did you do? I think it was something to do with your horse obsession.
Oh, she gained HP when she was near cavalry.
So,
Hello.
Hey Cal, it may interest you to know that we are presently on stream.
Yes, we are still streaming.
Oh, my apologies.
You can stay if you want, I just figured you could do it.
yeah.
Possibly not, because I am driving. I do not want to create excess noise.
Okay.
That's all right.
If
I
you-
will say we're probably ending soon because I want to have distinct phases.
I understand.
It's. I just want to make sure that I send the little girl off to the chapel.
I understand. I will most likely be back after stream. Bye bye.
Wonderful.
See you.
I just noticed this. They have cloth on them.
How cute.
And no, Hub, you're good. You're good. You are fine. You have joined no Discord calls by accident. That was an
Yes, I cannot stand when I cannot hear the join sound, so I leave it on even while I'm streaming.
There is a fucking... Okay. There is a Doom map that I'm familiar with that is, as part of its fuckery, just plays a Discord ping noise exactly 10 minutes into the map. Like, it's busy doing a billion other things, and then 10 minutes and you hear a Discord ping.
Now for bonus skills, you only get Blade Break, which I already discussed earlier. Marianne gets... Okay. Marianne gets, like, kind of Life Taker. If she kills someone on player phase, she restores 50% of the damage she dealt as HP, and then apply res plus 5 for 2%. Ignatz gets bow range plus 2. Raphael gets a skill called Full Tummy, which is halves all damage taken when above half health.
Ooh,
that's
pretty
good.
Hello, Mr.
And
okay, but
I've always
maybe
loved
my
Raphael as like an
thinking is to
HP
come and
tank, because
find
like his
them.
defensive res
What
is
do
never
you
going to be
think,
that great,
Miss
but he
Anne?
will hit like 72 HP or some
Yes,
bullshit.
okay. Thank you.
So it doesn't matter if he
Mr.
takes
Hunter.
30 damage.
I love you almost as much as
per
Mum and
round
Dad.
because he has,
And Granddad.
40 left after that.
He's gonna be fine.
He's gonna be fine. But I think as soon as we go to a nice little place to head back to the Hunter's Dream to reset the world, that will be the end of it.
Yeah. Side note.
A little short this week, but...
Claude gets adapted A, which... That doesn't quite bring him up to Garden Moving Tree levels of insanity. But gets a little something. Give him a little something to work with. That way he can hit generals on their lower defense. Unfortunately, I've noticed with just the setup of 3 houses, like every major boss has like crazy high defense and res.
Yes.
Like, even Dimitri has like super high res for no fucking reason.
Mm-hmm. I hope you all enjoyed today. Monday will again be Kingdom Hearts, Tuesday again Stardew Valley. Next Friday I will be collaborating with Coaster Ranger, and then we'll go back to the normal schedule. Sorry.
What do you mean, Yarnum? We've been talking about you the whole time.
I've been here the whole time.
Oh, the doll was asleep.
I'm
so
sorry for you, young.
I must have drifted
sorry.
off. What is it you desire?
If you enjoyed today, please follow.
Very well.
I remember there
Let
is
the
a Discord
echoes
server
become
you
your
can join
strength.
if you want.
Let me stand close. Now shut your eyes.
No, I don't have enough.
Farewell.
And with that... That's the button?
You've discovered the button at the end of the fucking stream.
That's alright, Hope.
Yeah, you're fine.
Server maximum?
I'm mostly engaged.
Yes.
From what I know of Hope,
You can have a maximum of
decent
200
amount of
servers.
a decent amount of those are like zine servers that have like she's just never left.
Oh, okay. So scary.
In any case, have a wonderful
I need
day.
to trim down my servers. I have too many. But yeah, see you.